All right, let's get going. As people join, we'll interact or not. So let's get going. Welcome to the Hube Knows Best Pod. I'm gonna get the truth, the whole truth. So what's best for us, help me God. So let's let's um let's look at this season 3 reunion. Just for background, if you're new to the channel, I was on episode 22 of season 3, Pop the Balloon of Fire Love. Show's based in Phoenix. So I went out there back in September. We filmed, and I went viral for talking about one of my cast, well, not one of my cast members, one of the young ladies, Johika. And so, yeah, they had the reunion recently. I was not able to go. I had my own things going on, mainly being a dad. I wanted to take care of my son. So my schedule didn't really line up with me going out there while they were filming. But shout out to Arlette and BM for inviting me to come back, but I just couldn't make it. But I'm sure they didn't miss a beat without me. They run a tight ship. So, all right, let's get going. Okay. So they definitely didn't film this in a normal studio. Nice venue for the reunion. All right, looks like you came dressed very nicely for the reunion. I got a cut. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I don't know why Brett brought his dog on set, but y'all dog lovers, I guess. Nice outfit for Angelique with the black blazer. Can't even remember Buddy name, but second outfit was cool. Brother, like he about to go to a coffee date with his puppy. Definitely shorty. Danny. Hey, like you lost a little bit of weight, my boy. Looks like you funny. In the Bronx, looking nice. Just impressed. Good. Shout out to my fellow creator. I like that outfit. Wish it all. But other homies ahead, he was a few comments talking about it. I like that version on UVM. Nice color. I like the oxblood color.
I used to spend dozens of hours every single week proofreading. I was constantly fixing run-on sentences, unclear syntax, and repetitive language.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with the Season 3 reunion. As always, before we start, we're going to have some lovely words from my husband, the producer of the show, BM.
Welcome to Season 3 reunion. First of all, I want to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Every time because he is the truth. I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show. I want to thank my amazing wife for being the best host a producer could ever have, for being the best wife that a husband could ever want. So I definitely appreciate you. She's been absolutely fantastic. She has been the same. She has been consistent. She's been the same since episode 1. She's never changed, and she doesn't have to change. She's been absolutely amazing. Let's give her a round of applause.
Shout out to BM bigging up Arlette. It's good to see black love, seeing a black man praise his wife. But yeah, shout out to Arlette and BM.
My wife, she's been absolutely. I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show, of course. Everybody that watches the show. Now, we are actually, next month is our 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
So we actually started, the first episode of Pop the Balloon was the 7th of December last year. So obviously, it's not even been a year yet. But during this whole year, we have had Pop the Balloon or Find Love. We've got the catch-ups. Yeah. We also have Blind Date Love. Mm-hmm. We have the reunions. We have BM Talks to them. Yeah. And now the new one, Best Dressed Today. It's amazing. We thank God for everything. He is amazing.
Hey, use the thing that make you go viral, bring attention, and expand. That's what the best people do. So shout out to them. Excited to see where they go. I started watching the show probably in the middle of season 2 because I didn't know it had been on that long. But yeah, kudos to them. Season 3. I know they just filmed season 4 or started filming season 4. So excited to see how that goes.
Amazing, because producing this type of shows is very difficult. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're able to keep on top of it, I want to thank my whole team for doing what they do, and the professionalism that we put out is fantastic. I want to thank everyone that comes on the show. And I also want to thank everybody that watches the show. Yes. Because people that come on the show and the people that watch the show, you don't just watch and come on the show. You are part of the show. Mm. Like, I see people in the comments like every Wednesday saying, oh, it's like I'm meeting my cousins here. It's like right. I'm meeting my cousins here every single week. So it's fantastic to see that we're building a community here. And God bless everybody that watches the show and everybody that comes on the show. And we hope great things for you all.
All right. Well, you guys heard the man. It's been a great season. So let's go ahead and get started with the season 3 reunion. Woo! Thank you,
baby. Like, I can see the bump in the back. Of course. The first clip they show is the clip with me. Go figure. Yeah. Like I said, couldn't be there. I think that would have been an interesting conversation. But being a dad was more important to me. So, yeah.
I know that I might be your type, probably. And I know that because of the way that you were looking at me. Right. Like, you could beat me up on this floor.
The taper on top and then like the dreads in the back is like business in the front, party in the back.
What in the fuck was she talking about here? Like, seriously. What? Party in front? He has locks. What are you talking about, man?
Don't he look like one of my cousin's best friend's baby daddy?
What's that whole lineup was childish as hell to me, but we'll get into it.
9 + 9 × 9.
I ain't like this dude for the simple fact that one, he was talking about people's teeth. He had a lisp. I don't know how you skinny and your shirt squeezing you. Yeah, he was annoying.
Oh no!
I just don't like those boots. That's one of my things.
I didn't like those boots either.
This is the boots, but
hello, welcome in.
Yo. So, I mean, this is my first reaction show or reaction to like one of these. Like, I don't really like, if you watched my episode, you saw that I popped the balloon on the second young lady that came out. and I immediately regretted it because she was so nice and sweet. Crystal is her name, and this was just like childish. Again, these young ladies are younger. I don't know them, but like this just seemed so childish. Like they were trying to hurt this man's feelings. Like you got Shorty over here cracking up to death about popping a balloon on him. I'm glad she's not on a reunion because she looked terrible, but she was the worst looking one up there. But so I don't know why she had like, yeah, never mind.
Come on in, don't be scared. All right, so that was a wrap up of season 3. That was episodes 21 through 30. We made it through another 10 episodes. So just to go ahead and kind of kick off this reunion, there was one specific gentleman that was talked about quite a bit in episode 22. Let's go ahead and take a look to see who that was.
It's funny that they brought Danny on. Sure, Danny was talked about, but everybody knows, and this is not to toot my own horn, but like, let's be real. He wasn't the person that was at least the man that was the most talked about on the episode. But I'm pretty sure Danny was excited to be invited back for the reunion. Looks like Danny been graying a little bit. I don't know. He's been stressing out since September, but yeah.
Provide something like what you do for a man first, because that's easy to say. Any woman can come out here and say, yo, give me some gifts, and I can bust out the bank card and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But like, what makes...
First of all, bro, you know what you said word for, like, you said what you said word for word while watching this is crazy. So I don't know how many times you actually watched that clip of yourself, but yo, for those that don't know, like, I ain't gonna give away too many trade secrets, but like filming for this show takes a couple hours. Let's say a couple hours. Danny is a very talkative man. This particular interaction took much longer than it showed on the actual episode. But yeah, that played a part into like why I was looking disinterested and nonchalant or whatever. It's because my boy was dragging it with some of these conversations he was having with the young ladies.
Makes you like worthy to receive that other than you just being fine?
Well, if and when you become my man, you would know, and I would be your woman, and that's in every sense. So,
all right. So you see me in the background doing the hand motions. She couldn't have answered that question any more. Like she couldn't answer that more poorly. Like that. I feel like that was a simple question to answer. It wasn't like, what are you bringing it to the table? And no disrespect to Sandra. We talked after we finished filming. I was like, yo, you could have just answered that question a lot better. But she answered that question so poorly. Like, I don't know that any man would have kept their balloon unpopped. Because like, what are you like? When a man asks you, like, if you're expecting these things of me, what do you bring to me as a partner that would make me want to do that? I think that's a very simple question. Like, you can say my softness. You can say I'm a great helpmate. I will be there to support you in whatever endeavors you are doing if we have kids. But it was so many things she could have said, and she was like, well, if we become partners, you will want to. What? Man, come on.
Like what? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
okay, so Danny, in that segment that we just saw, are you saying that, you know, a woman needs to do more than just be fine to deserve gifts?
Nah.
Yeah. Yes. What do you bring to the table more than your vagina and your looks, man? Just like men need to bring more to the table than their penis and their money. Like, Come on, bro.
I just wanted more from her.
Okay.
Just to, elaborate on like what you actually would do in a relationship. Because when we don't have that much time to figure out this investment is going to be worth on you. So I need you to speak to my heart just a little bit more about what it is. I don't know you from a can of paint. So I need more, just feed my heart a little bit more and, please. That's what I'm saying. Tell me what's happening so I can be like, I bet this is closest to for sure investment as I can receive at this point in time. Because I just didn't want to waste my time for after the show and we don't talk or, she come out with some BS. So.
Yeah, Danny really wanted to talk to this girl. Like I said, the interaction actually was edited down, but like he was dragging it, bro. He really wanted, he was hemming and hawing about it. And I think he ended up regretting popping the balloon. And then Shorty dipped. she was one of the few people that did not hang out with us. But yeah, I think he regretted popping the balloon. I think he I think he wished he would have kept it.
So I just needed a little more. That's all.
Okay, I see. So guys, the fellas here on the panel, do you all agree with Danny? Like,
Of course.
Micah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's kind of superficial just to say like the whole gifts thing. It's like, to me, it's an exchange of value. It's perfectly fine to shower your woman with everything she wants if there's an exchange of value, right?
Okay.
She's bringing something to you, bring something to her. But like, if it's a situation where you're just like expected to do all this stuff and she's just kind of like not adding anything to you, it's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Kind of goofy.
Okay.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill, guys. Just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension. That's.
Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll add to that. In today's day and age where so many people are being used for things, it's just good to see that somebody's willing to invest first. But also, men are natural providers, right? So you don't know what that man is willing to do once you show a little bit of investment. You ain't even got to do a lot. I would just challenge women to invest a little bit into a man and see what he does, because you don't know, he could go 10 extra miles and you went 1, or he can go 2, you know what I mean? But you kind of got to gauge that. But men are natural providers, man. So once we see you giving a little, we gonna meet you where you at or exceed that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if she had said something like I'm gonna be consistent with you. I'm gonna be there for you when you need me. We gonna talk. We gonna grow together. I'm gonna see where you at, and I'm gonna be your partner. And you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just really just dig in deep. It's not even about the finances. I think that's normal. I think everybody wants to be shown. Like I said, everybody wants to be reassured. But under that, tell me that you understand, what I'm looking for. That's all I was asking.
Okay, so then for the ladies, do you all think we got to do more than just to look cute to deserve some gifts from our mans?
I think we do too much. I think in a lot of circumstances, we tend to, which is why we shouldn't, show the wifey qualities before the reciprocation is given.
Okay.
So I think at the end of the day, I don't think she meant she just wants to be gifted and do absolutely nothing. I think that she just meant that in her relationship, she likes the thoughtfulness of being thought of.
Okay.
A lot of times it's not just about being materialistic or just being a gold digger. We want to know that when you're out, you're thinking of us and, hey, I picked this up for you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people confuse thoughtfulness for just being materialistic or, wanting something.
I feel like where women and men bump heads a lot is we're both waiting to see which one's going to do more first. I feel like it's just a waiting game. I feel like we, as women, we want to be courted. So we wait to be courted. And as men do, they want to be, they want to know the woman is more interested in them instead of what they can give you. So
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. All right. Let's try this again. my my Windows froze, which threw me off. Uh, yeah. I mean, I think everybody wants some type of reciprocation. Everybody has different love languages. I don't need gifts. I'm not a words of affirmation person. Quality time, acts of service, things of the nature, um, physical touch, you know. But I think I think that was a very simple question there. Yeah, yeah, it was a very simple question for her to answer, and then not be able to answer was like weird that she couldn't answer that question to me. Um, Not saying she was wrong for not being able to answer the question. Not like not it wasn't a issue of she needed to have something specific, but like just the overall lack of being able to answer the question was crazy. Um, I don't know if I agree with that take on it. I think people get in these relationships and they date selfishly. I think if you want to date someone, you cannot go in there and say like, "Hey, I'm only going to uh, show this much of myself. I'm not going to be my full self until I feel like you've earned that." I think dating is about reciprocation. I know when I'm dating, um, if I don't feel a reciprocation, I'm just back off. Like I go in like, "Hey, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna do me." Um, like I might be nonchalant uh, around like how attached I am to that person, but as far as like how I give of myself, like, yeah, I'm not gonna hold anything back. If I want to buy things, if I want to do things, I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna wait for the woman to tell me or show me that she's interested. But if I start noticing that I'm the only one doing it, and she's not reciprocating, then I'm a fall the fuck back. But yeah, I think on both sides of this, men and women, we just got to do better. We got to, like, if you are saying you're going to be intentional and you really want to date and you want to find your person, then you have to do the things that are going to attract your person. You cannot be waiting for the other shoe to drop. You can't be waiting until um they prove something to you. Like, that's just you're gonna be lonely. You keep it 100. Maybe some of y'all, but not a lot of y'all. But I'm gonna let you cook. Joeyka, you trying to shoot her a lot of bail. You was copping pleas for that lady. She said she liked to be showered with gifts. That is clear as day, plain as day. She wants a man that is going to buy her bags and buy her clothes and buy her shoes and take her on trips and spend money on her. She was not saying she wants thoughtful gifts. She was not saying she wants little trinkets or little postcards. She want bags. It was clear as day. Stop trying to shoot that lady Bill. Like, come on, man. Like, when people say things plainly, they say things plain, take that shit at face value. She said what she wanted, and that's cool. But Danny asked her a question, and she couldn't answer that question. So to me, as a man, um, that means she's not um she's not prepared to be a partner. Ray, you said you can't you can't hear the video. It's interesting. Wonder why you can't hear the video. Give me a second. Let me see if I can figure it out. Right. So you like let me know if you can't hear anything. I think Tiffany's spot on. I think everybody playing the waiting game, trying to see if they're gonna get something out of the deal, which is unfortunate, but that's just how people go about dating these days. Ray, can you still not hear anything, but you can see the video? All right, y'all, give me a second. For whatever reason, the sound is not playing through the stream. So let me mute myself. Um, I have a lot of thoughts about this young lady. She's quite annoying, actually. Um, but I get it. She young. She doesn't. She has a lot of strong opinions, but has no foundation in why she has those strong opinions. Um, I don't think she knows what she wants. I don't think she actually knows what a leader looks like. And I think a lot of her issue with a lot of women, they want a traditional leader, provider man, but they're not traditional women. Just like there are men that want a traditional woman, but you're not a traditional leader, provider man. Like y'all can't have it both ways. You can't want to have that thing and not present that thing, present what is necessary. Um, but yeah, I might have to do something different here. Give me a second, because not being able to hear the audio is crazy. So let me try something. And we might have to start this thing all the way over. What is my thing? Ray, if you still there, I'm gonna start playing and see if you can hear audio.
Woman with everything she wants. If there's an
I'm gonna see where you at, and I'm gonna be your partner.
It's just a waiting game. I feel like we, as women, we want to be courted, so we wait to be courted, and as men do, they want to be, they want to know the woman is more interested in them instead of what they can give you.
What they can get.
So it's just about a waiting game. Like we're both waiting on each other to show something.
Okay.
Kind of piggybacking off of Tiffany, like it is a waiting game, but literally just had this discussion, but men in this society,
To
All right.
elaborate on like.
Sorry about that,
In every sense.
guys.
So
Like what?
reds in the back is like business in the front, party in the back.
He looked like one of my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
What's 9 plus 9 times 9?
Go ahead and pop.
We actually don't like messy.
Okay. You can,
Okay.
You can.
All right.
If there's an exchange of value, right?
Okay.
She's bringing something to you, bring something to her. But like if it's a
Bit more, and
in every sense.
9 times 9.
Oh no!
I just don't like those boots. That's one of my things is the boots, but
Again, they're not like.
Hello, welcome in.
Come on and don't be
Yeah, I'm glad bro could get a laugh out of that shit now, but that shit was disrespectful. I'm gonna stand on that to like ask somebody that popped a balloon on somebody when they came around the corner. Like I felt terrible doing that, and like the way Shorty was laughing, I didn't think it was funny. I just popped a balloon. Like Shorty was up there laughing at bro.
All right, so that was a wrap up of season 3. That was episodes 21 through 30. We made it through another 10 episodes. So just to go ahead and kind of kick off this reunion, there was one specific gentleman that was talked about quite a bit in episode.
Who's you talking about? Because
22. Let's go ahead and take a look to see who that was.
Provide something like what you do for a man first, because that's easy to say. Any woman can come out here and say, yo, give me some gifts, and I can bust out the bank card and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But like, what makes you like worthy to receive that other than you just being fine?
Well, if and when you become my man.
Let's be clear. She was cool. She wasn't fine. And like that's no disrespect to her, but like Danny was hyping everybody. And I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but the young ladies on there were attractive for the most part. Some of them not attractive at all to me, but Sandra was fairly attractive, but Danny was laying on thick. And I think part of it, he ended up regretting not. He ended up regretting popping her balloon. He took mad long to like pop his balloon. So much so that like part this interaction had to be edited. Because it was probably like 10 minutes longer than actually what here. But be that as it may.
And you would know, and I would be your woman, and that's in every sense. So,
like what? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
Okay, so Danny, in that segment that we just saw, are you saying that a woman needs to do more than just be fine to deserve gifts?
nah, I just wanted more from her.
Okay.
Just to, elaborate on like what you actually would do in a relationship. Because when we don't have that much time to figure out this investment, is going to be worth on you. So I need you to speak to my heart just a little bit more about what it is. I don't know you from a can of paint. So I need more, just feed my heart a little bit more and, please. That's what I'm saying. Like, tell me what's happening so I can be like, I bet this is close as a for sure investment as I can receive at this point in time. Because I just didn't want to waste my time for after the show and we don't talk or, she come out with some BS. So I just.
Not for nothing. I do think that Danny actually wanted to find a match. I think his approach was interesting for sure. It just seemed like initially to me, it seemed like he came on it. Like, it might sound crazy as a dude that went viral to like sit here and say like somebody else was on the trying to go viral. I wasn't trying to go viral, but it seemed like Danny wanted to be the center of attention as one of the guys up there. And do you that ain't hurting me none. I wanted to do that. It just to me, that's what it seemed like. So yeah, but I think he genuinely wanted to find a match. Unfortunately, he did not. But I think at the end of the day, what's for you is for you. It won't pass you. But I could definitely tell he was thinking about it after we, all like went and hung out.
I just needed a little more. That's all.
Okay, I see. So, guys, the fellas here on the panel, do you all agree with Danny? Like,
Of course.
Micah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's kind of superficial just to say like the whole gifts thing. It's like, to me, it's an exchange of value. It's perfectly fine to shower your woman with everything she wants if there's an exchange of value, right?
Okay.
She's bringing something to you.
Let's be clear. When he says exchange of value, he does not mean your vagina. Exchange of value is like, how do you help me be a better person? How do you help me move forward? How do you put me in a better position than I was before I met you? Like, everybody wants to have value into their life. God put Eve here to be Adam's helpmate, and like, if you're gonna be my partner, then you should be my helpmate and give me more than just your looks and what's between your legs.
bring something to her. But like if it's a situation where you're just like expected to do all this stuff and she's just kind of like not adding anything to you, it's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Kind of goofy.
Okay. Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll add to that. In today's day and age where so many people are being used for things, it's just good to see that somebody's willing to invest first. But also, men are natural providers, right? So you don't know what that man is willing to do once you show a little bit of investment. You ain't even got to do a lot. I would just challenge women to invest a little.
I'm gonna push back on this just a little bit because not all men are natural providers. I think society and how we are set up nowadays, a lot of men aren't. A lot of men don't know what it is to be a man, probably because their father was in the household, or their father was emasculated in their household. But and at the end of the day, if you're being raised by a woman, she can't teach you how to be a man. My parents divorced when I was 12. They separated when I was 9. But mom never tried to teach me how to be a man. That was from my father. And I had plenty of other like men in my life to show me what a man is supposed to be. But not every man is a provider. Not every man knows how to be a provider. Not every man has the same personality type. I don't think every man is naturally a provider. I push back on that, just like every woman isn't naturally a mother or a nurturer. I think what they say is not on you, it's in you. Sometimes it's not in people.
Bit into a man and see what he does, because you don't know, he could go 10 extra miles and you went 1, or he can go 2, you know what I mean? But you kind of got to gauge that. But men are natural providers, man. So once we see you giving a little, we gonna meet you where you at or exceed that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if she had said something like, I'm gonna be consistent with you. I'm gonna be there for you when you need me. We gonna talk. We gonna grow together. I'm gonna see where you at, and I'm gonna be your partner. And you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just really just dig in deep. It's not even about the finances. I think that's normal. I think everybody wants to be shown. Like I said, everybody wants to be reassured. But under that, tell me that you understand. What I'm looking for. That's all I was asking.
Okay, so then for the ladies, do you all think we got to do more than just to look cute to deserve some gifts from our mans?
I think we do too much. I think in a lot of circumstances, we tend to, which is why we shouldn't, show the wifey quality.
Joiga, I love you and I respect you, but that is, as a man, bullshit. Like, I think there are a lot of women that do a lot for men and go out their way for men and will be incredible wives. But there are plenty of women that do not do enough. They don't show up well. They don't do anything that would make a man want to make them his wife. We live in a world of bare minimum on both sides. I've seen men do the bare minimum. I have women that are friends that talk to me about what men are doing that they're dating or they're partnered with. And as a man, I have friends that are males that tell me, and I've seen it as a man. I think a lot of us are happy with the bare minimum, or have been shown the bare minimum, and the bar is in hell. And so we end up being happy with things that are just normal human decency, normal. Like if you're dating, this should be the expectation, not a cherry on top, if you will. So I don't think a lot of women are doing too much. I don't. I think there are some women that are doing too much, and I have some friends that do too much, and I'd be like, baby, you got to chill out. Because if you give a man the cow, if you give a man the milk, you don't need the cow. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Before the reciprocation is given. Okay. So I think at the end of the day, I don't think she meant she just wants to be gifted and do absolutely nothing. You know, I think that she just meant that in her relationship, she likes the thoughtfulness of being thought of.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times it's not just about being materialistic or
Yeah. Again, Jahika, love you, but Sandra said what she wanted. She wanted to be showered with gifts. That's why I popped the balloon on her. She wanted a man to buy her bags, buy her clothes, buy her shoes, expensive trips, all that stuff. That's what she wanted. Nobody says I want to be showered with gifts and be like, meaning I want thoughtful little gifts and cards and things. She want the jewelry, the bags, the clothes, all that. And that was clear. And I think if somebody is expecting that, then they should also expect a man to be like, okay, so what do you bring to this relationship that will make me want to do that? And be able to answer that question readily. Because you're so ready to receive these gifts and be showered with these gifts, but you have no idea what you would provide a man that would want him, that would make him want to do that. You got to make it make sense.
or just being a gold digger. We want to know that when you're out, you're thinking of us and hey, I picked this up for you. So a lot of times people confuse thoughtfulness for just being materialistic or, you know, wanting something.
I feel like where women and men bump heads a lot is we're both waiting to see which one's going to do more first. I feel like it's just a waiting game. I feel like we, as women, we want to be courted. So we wait to be courted. And as men do, they want to be, you know, they want to know the woman is more interested in them instead of what they can give you. What they can give.
I think Tiffany, I think that's her name, is spot on here. I think a lot of times people are just waiting. They're trying to wait out each other to see like, oh, is she gonna do this? Is he gonna do that? And y'all both fail. But a lot of times y'all don't wait. Y'all don't get to know these people. Y'all just be giving up your bodies. You just be spending your money, cashing out, crashing out. And then you look goofy. And then you mad and you upset and you sad about somebody that didn't care nothing about you because you didn't properly vet them. But yes, it's like a game of chicken in this dating.
So it's just about a waiting game. Like we're both waiting on each other to show something.
Okay.
Kind of piggybacking off of Tiffany, like it is a waiting game, but you know, literally just had this discussion, but men in this society, you know, want.
Girl, shut up. You are 27, but maybe 28 now. How many men have you dated? What men are you talking about in society?
Want to be seen as leaders, but what leadership qualities are you showing us? Like you're supposed to be taking that step forward. Like I'm supposed to be following.
Sure, true enough. Men are supposed to be leaders. That's what we're supposed to be. And you, like you said, women are supposed to follow and be helpmates. So for all the women that want leaders and want providers and want a traditional man, you got to ask yourself, am I a traditional woman? Am I doing the things that a traditional woman should do? And vice versa. If you follow me, you know how I feel about this. Men, if you want a traditional woman, you want a stay-at-home mama, nurturer, you know, not gonna say nothing. A little baby that's gonna listen. You have to be a traditional man. You have to be a provider. You have to be about your shit. You got to be consistent. You got to be somebody that whatever you say, you do. And I think a lot of times people don't do that. Like, it's why I hate the 50-50 conversation, because 50-50 or 100% zero. Date who you want to date and find a person that aligns with how you look at that whole thing. From my perspective, it's not practical. From my perspective, I've seen the bad side of being a provider in my household growing up. But also, for me, I don't want to be partnered with somebody that is comfortable just sitting at home. There's so many things from my perspective, and this in my environment, my background has everything to do with how I view things. So take it with a grain of salt. This is my perspective. I've never seen a household work where the woman stayed at home. My mama didn't stay at home. My stepmom didn't stay at home. My godmom didn't stay at home. My aunties didn't stay at home. My grandma didn't stay at home. Now, did all of those women contribute to the household? I don't know, because I ain't in everybody's finances. But I know them women got up and went to work every day. Not because they had to. Well, some of them didn't have to. But I know my mom didn't have to work unless she wanted. Her money was her extra spending money. My dad paid all the bills. That's the type of man. My dad's from East Mississippi. He was born in 1955. He is old school as old school you gonna get. And I watched that man be a provider, and my mom do what she did with her money. I'm not gonna put my mom business out there, but my dad did everything, and my dad was stressed out. My dad was not always the most patient and kind person. Like, yeah, my dad loved on me, and like I love my dad to death, but I think my dad would show up a much better husband if he didn't have all that stress on his shoulders. And he took that on. Like, I'm not saying nobody made him be that person. I don't want to be that person. I want to build with somebody. I want to have someone that is not, she don't got to be my equal in pay, but I want a partner. I want somebody that we can build wealth with. I can build wealth with. There is, in this economy and way things are, it is much quicker it is much easier and much more efficient to build wealth if there are two incomes in the household, especially if you have kids. So that's my perspective. Y'all can have a different perspective. But yeah, no. I want to be at home and spend time. I work from home. So I don't need my wife to be at home. I just kept, now I have a 2-year-old. Ain't nobody here with me and my kid. It's just me. He just fine. He got big words. He know how to go to the potty, all those things. So it's not necessary. I don't need a partner that want to stay at home, because my dad raised me. Like, my mom worked. My dad's a firefighter. So my dad worked for 24 hours, off for 40 hours. I spent most of my childhood until my parents separated with my dad. So that's what I saw growing up, was a man at home, also contributing, also cooking, also nurturing his child and loving on his child and doing things with his kid. So I want the same thing. I want to be around my kids and still make money. Anyway.
On you. So if you're waiting for me to invest something in you and all this other things, then you can just wait for another woman, because I'm looking for a man to lead me. Okay. So show me what you want me to show you, and then let's move, that way.
All right. Nice to hear from both.
She was just talking. She don't want a man to lead. She want a man that's going to fund her life and let her do what she want to do.
Both ends, men and the women. So to go ahead and move on to our next segment here, let's take a look at the most viral moment of this season.
I don't know why you'd ask that. You look great, but
well, I'm asking because I don't mind, because he was so wrong with the braids.
You want to take it off?
Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
so this is the funny thing about this. I went viral because I said she had a braid under there. She took the wig off later. It wasn't even like immediately after. And it's funny how it was clipped up to make it seem like I said what I said. I didn't say that. I said I popped the balloon because you hesitated. But I also don't like wigs, especially if I can see the braid. And I thought she had a braid because it was lumpy in the back. It was like poofed up in the back. But other men was just standing there, like, also telling her not to take her wig because they thought she was going to look terrible. And I'm standing there like, take it off. I don't care. If you look good with the wig off, you bold, you bad, take it off.
I mean, why can't I? So
you still look good.
You
still look good.
So should I keep it off, or okay?
Yes. You shouldn't have wore the motherfucking wig out there. Joe, he gotta love you. You shouldn't have wore the wig. And I told you that to your face.
Right. So, Johiko, as you've seen, you're everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every single place you could think of, your video has popped up at least, I don't even know, each time I'm scrolling, I'm seeing it. So how has it been for you since that moment? Walk us through like what actually was going through your mind during this moment as well.
Well, I mean, originally he mentioned me having
He is Hubert.
braids. He mentioned me having braids and lumps under my head. And of course, a few times I was just, I handled it humbly. I was like, braids? Okay.
A few times I only said something about the braid one time. Now other people also were commenting on the wig. That's why she took the wig off.
All right. Knowing I have no hair under my wig. But then I knew that there was the possibility of millions of people talking about what he said I could have had under my head. So, and I knew that I did not. So I just figured I was going to just show everybody what was really under there. I had no problem doing so. And it's the outpouring amount of love that I've received, coming on this show, it's always the possibility of, receiving some criticism and positive and negative, but for the most part, it was all positive for me. And I really appreciate everyone, all the support. So yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. And now Danny, we saw you kind of in the corner of that clip.
Now, like I said, I'll say it to him, blue face. I have no problem with Johika. What I will say is, like me and her have gotten cool. We chop it up every once in a while, via DMs or whatever. Like we don't talk on the phone, nothing like that. But we've talked via DMs. I've jumped on her lives, or whatever, and said what's up. But like, I just find it interesting that she took the wig off. When she took the wig off, I find it interesting that she had a fresh haircut under the wig. One of the young ladies who I'm cool with, also was like, we didn't tell her to wear the wig. So, and that was what Johika told me, is like the girls told her to wear a wig or whatever. So maybe she came on, maybe it was a spur of the moment thing, maybe it wasn't.
When she took the wig off, you disappeared. Where'd you go?
It was just
he disappeared because he had popped her balloon because of her wig. Let's keep it 100.
It was just a shock.
Okay.
That's all it was. It was, more power to her. But I was in shock. It was funny, to me. I'm goofy.
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I was there like, you gonna take it off? Like, I was like, hold on now, what's going on here?
I said, don't do it.
I wasn't gonna let him take me out like that. So at the end of the day, I know that my hair is very well maintained. I knew that he was very incorrect. At the end of the day, I still have a good relationship with Hube. I keep in touch with everybody from my.
But yes, we cool. I don't got no beef with her. Whether it was intentional or not intentional for her to take the wig off, we don't got no problem. I don't got no problem. Hey, do you? That's your time to shine. And so if she did take it off, and like as a spur of the moment thing, so be it. If she didn't, ain't no skin off my back.
Episode, I always check up on everyone. I wasn't offended because I knew that I didn't have what he said I had. So I know the world hates him, but yeah.
Right.
Hey, the world can kiss my ass. I'm just kidding. I don't really it's funny because I'm pretty sure I would have got a bunch of questions while I was there. Probably the young ladies would have probably had something to say to me. I'm not really a person that care what the world got to say. And I stand on that, like, because I don't know y'all. Like, I don't know y'all. It doesn't impact my child. It doesn't impact my family. It doesn't impact my money. So, like, me, if I'm the villain because I said somebody had braids under their wig, and I don't like wigs and whoop de whoop whoop, and that bothers y'all, so be it. I know I love Black women. I know I love women. I know that I support and, you know, promote Black women. That was a 10-second, 30-second clip or whatever interaction in my life, and I really don't care that much, if at all, about how people feel about it, because as Joe said, we don't got no beef. So y'all got beef with me and she don't. So how does that make y'all look?
In the best way. You look fantastic without it. In
You
the
look
best
gorgeous.
way. Like you
Yes,
could see more of your face.
You look beautiful.
You were glowing when you took that off. You were like, I'm everyone.
Like you should have just kept
Wait, Cliff, what'd you say?
I feel like she should have just kept the wig on.
Yeah, like she should have came out already, wig off.
Wig off.
To be
Like, I feel
honest,
like-
when I was backstage with the girls, the curls wasn't curling. It was just a lot going on with the wig. It was lifting.
Now, mind you, every man up there to the man said, don't wear the wig. What does that tell y'all, ladies? Y'all wearing the wigs for yourself. That's cool.
And I had mentioned like wanting to take it off backstage, but you know, the girls were trying to just like, girl, you look good, just leave it alone. So that
Okay, again, that's not what I heard. I heard that the girls didn't care one way or the other, but go ahead.
was another reason why I was just like, you know what? I did want to take it off, but everybody backstage was just like, girl, you look good. Leave it alone. I was going to braid it, put it to the side. They were like, leave the curls, just leave it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just leave it.
Right.
But when that happened, I was like, good, because I didn't want it on in the first place. So once
You're
you
like, I
said
was looking
that-
for a reason to yank this off anyway.
All right. So y'all heard that. It sounded like to me she planned to take the wig off. She was looking for a reason to take the wig off. Again, no beef. I don't care. But sounds calculated to me. I could be wrong.
Right. Once you said that, I was like, period. That's it. Taking it off.
Definitely a sign from God, because you should have walked in with that wig off anyways. 'Cause she looked good with it off.
Honestly. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to another young lady who was talked about quite a bit from her episode. Let's take a look.
Girl, if you don't get her with the dramatics, we thought she was talking about you, but she wasn't.
I'm not loud and rowdy, but I just feel like I might be a lot. I know I feel chill right now.
All right, name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Angelique. I'm 32. It was the lashes comment. Women are gonna women. You know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And I think for a man to make a comment about the things that we do, makeup, hair, lashes, like I get that it's not your preference, but let women be women.
Right.
Or don't date us.
So, and I'm sure this is gonna come up. If men are telling you they don't like a thing, and you're trying to attract a man, why would you do that thing? Like, women are gonna be women, cool, but you're going to deter the man that potentially could be for you because you are doing all these things that are unattractive to him. I don't know many men that like these long eyelashes, that like all the wigs and all, like there are a lot of men that are indifferent about it. I don't know many men that like it. And so, yeah, like even me, like I'll make exceptions, but like I'm typically gonna go for the naturally beautiful woman that don't got to do all that. If I have to choose, I'm going for the naturally beautiful woman that don't got to wear all the wigs and wear the fake eyelashes and all the makeup. And to say like, if you don't like it, don't date us. Who we supposed to date then? Others, men, ourselves. Make it make sense. I don't think this young lady was there to find a match. I think she was there to be seen. I think she was really like watching this and being there now. There are a lot of people that come there to be seen. They're not looking for love. They're not looking to find a match. They want to be seen. They want to have a viral moment. They want to humble people or whatever. They're not there for the right reasons.
You know, it was the age. I'm 32. You're 28. Is that what I remember?
Correct.
Yeah. And when you first said it, I thought about popping, but I was like, no, girl, don't block blessings. Just keep on.
Stop cap. Stop cap. You capping. You capping. You're a flight attendant. I can't remember what bro did, but like he I think he was like a day trader or stockbroker or something. He was doing well for himself. If you really cared about his age, you would have popped the balloon. You just wanted to find a reason to pop the balloon because you wanted to attract to him, and you just made up a reason.
On listening, but it just kept popping up in my head, and I have to listen to my gut. Okay, she's never gonna lead me astray. So it is the age. I hate it. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
so Angelique, yeah, the comments ate you up, and my
They
facial
tried
expressions.
Goodness gracious.
So it was like a trend, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody started catching on, like, this girl keeps hanging on to her balloon until the last minute when it's you and down to like one other person. And there were comments.
Yeah, because she was there to be seen. Period. She was not looking for a match.
It's like, oh, I feel like she's blocking other people's blessings. You know, somebody else could have been had their balloon still at the end. How do you feel about that?
I feel like watching it, I totally understand why people feel that way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not what I was doing. So everyone was incorrect. It's all about perspective. And you know, I'm gonna sit here and be real with y'all. And for everyone that's standing in the line, you sometimes can forget you're even standing there. And it's very possible to forget that you're.
Speak for yourself. Like everybody ate me up because they said I looked like I didn't want to be there. I wasn't interested. I was nonchalant or whatever. I heard everything people were saying, even when they weren't talking to me. And she was standing. We were literally standing in the same spot on that stage. It is very hard to not hear somebody, to not see them, all that stuff when you're standing in the position that you're standing in because when people are talking, they're at the front of the stage. So I'm gonna call Cap. She full of shit.
You're even standing there. And that happened a couple of times for me. Like I zoned out. I was overthinking some of the things. Like it just happened. So me waiting until the last minute, it wasn't intentional. It was, I'm kind of thinking about what's going on here, what I should do. And then the other part is, dang, I'm standing here. What is happening up here? These people.
Okay, shorty.
People are looking at me. Like that was it for me. Like it was never, oh, I'm gonna wait and be the last one. It was never that. I never thought of that. Okay. So when that came out,
you might not have thought about, oh, I want to be the last one, but you wanted to prolong your screen time as long as you could. You're not gonna tell me no different.
I was like, huh? What are we talking about, y'all?
So, like, for example, because one of the first few things that people say when they come out is their age. But you did it twice with the age. You held on till the last minute, but that's one of the first things they say. So if that is something that's like a deal breaker for you in a way, like how come you didn't pop right away for those?
It's a deal breaker in a way. Okay. It's not like the end all be all. It's possible, but it's like, well, let me think about this. What do I feel? Because that's important to me. The energy, the feeling, like that's important to me. Okay. So that's what I was thinking the whole time. It was never, okay, they came out, they're 27, pop, pop, pop. It was never that for me. Okay. Because certain things you can or can't change, like your height, your age, where you are, and like certain things just can either be fixed and they just kind of don't matter, and some things do. And it's just everything collectively. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? Unfortunately.
Okay. And then another thing that was coming up when you popped on Jay, you said, something about, women are going to women. If you don't like it, don't date us. What did you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
I sure can.
Okay.
I mean, allow people to be whoever they're going to be. And that's men and women. Because a lot of people came out and was like, well, y'all pop because men are short. No, Bookies. Like, I never said that, because you can't change your height, right? But I can change my lash. I can change if I want to wear makeup or not. But my thing is, that's my thing. Let me just be me. I want to come out and wear my lash. Let me do that, and you love me regardless.
Okay.
Or today, I don't want to do that, and I want to have a.
That wasn't what she was saying, but she the biggest capper up here. She's capping. She wasn't saying none of that shit. She meant what she said. She probably wanted to frame it better, but she meant what she said. She meant, if you don't like women, the womanly things that I feel like are womanly things to do, then don't date women. That's what she meant.
A plain face and just wear my sunscreen. Let me do that, and you love me regardless. Realize that it has nothing to do with my heart. Mm-hmm. Realize that it has everything to do with just who I want to be in this moment. Okay. But since we are talking about the lashes and that whole thing, I do want to make sure I give you an apology for that, because like I said, I overthink quite a bit. And what I was thinking in my head is not the same as what actually came out my mouth. And so when I watched the show back and I realized that people are thinking that I'm trying to say you should go date men, that was not my intention at all.
It was your intention, baby. It's okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But don't try to cop the plea now. Now that the comments and the people ate you up.
Oh. Mm-hmm. My thing is, this lineup has been extremely consistent. There was one young lady on my episode, or our episode, who did not have on makeup. But other than that, this lineup has been extremely consistent. So it's like, if these aren't the type of women that you like to date, don't. Because there are 1,000 different women out here. And that's really what I was trying to say. But I understand that it didn't come out.
She wasn't trying to say that. You have the options that you have when you come out there. So if 8 out of 9, 6 out of 7 in her situation, I think it was 7 women have makeup on, you're not gonna pop. You can't immediately pop everybody balloon when you come out and be like, if y'all got makeup on, go ahead and pop your balloon. That's if he did that, he would got ate up in the comments. So stop it.
Out that way, and you probably felt as if I was trying to attack you. Yeah. And your sexuality, and that was never the case.
And Jay, you actually did. You made a post about it on Instagram. You said you felt like it was an attack on your manhood, right? You said something along those lines. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've been consistently attacked for my manhood on this show, but I think you popped prematurely on me, because there's levels to it, right? Like her lashes was like those little caterpillars that was black that we ain't seen since we was like 15. But yours, like, I could see through it. You couldn't see through hers. I could see through yours. And I actually complimented your lashes, right? So I like the individuals. I like the hybrids. I like those lashes. I don't like the.
Jay, you know a lot about eyelashes, my boy. I ain't never heard of the hybrid. But yeah, them caterpillar ones, that shit disgusting. I don't care what y'all say. You're like, I got a furry caterpillar on your face.
Little strips. But also when makeup is supposed to be natural, but it doesn't look natural, that's something that I don't like. So if the makeup is supposed to look natural, right? Like lashes, they're supposed to look natural. But if it's supposed to look unnatural, like I complimented you on your eyeshadow, right?
And I said, thank you.
I don't think niggas is running around with fuchsia eyelids and that's matching they fuchsia lips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was looking good. I liked it. So I can appreciate the creative, inspiration behind that. But we all have seen those posts where it'll be a man with a full beard and he do his makeup and he looked like we can't even tell. So that's my thing, is like we want it to look natural and we just don't want to have to see your baby pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I like your lashes today.
He's not wrong. I tell him all the time, like, I don't really care about, like, because I'm a big FaceTimer and girls are like, oh, I don't got makeup on, my hair not done, da, 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 da. Or they don't want to go on a date because they hadn't gotten their hair done or it's a rough day or whatever. I'm like, baby, I want to see what you look like when you wake up in the morning. So whatever you can do to look as closest to what you look like in the morning and look presentable, the better for me. Like I don't need all that makeup and all that stuff unless we're going to a formal dinner or an event or something like that. Like every day you don't need to put on the full face. For me, the eyelashes, look, bro, we going to Chipotle. We're going to Sweet Green. We're going for a walk by the lake. I don't need all that. I'm not the dude to date you if you need to do all that. So I get where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
and I liked them that day.
Okay. Thank you, and I appreciate that.
I didn't like hers though.
Stop it.
But that was my whole point. Was just like let her wear whatever she want to wear. It shouldn't be a comment about it. And that was my point.
Okay, let's take. Oh, go ahead, Joey. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I know after going viral, there were a lot of people asking, why does she wear the wig anyway? Women need to be more confident, understand that we don't care about fake hair. And I agree with you.
It's not about them. It's about us.
It's about us. We don't get up in the morning like, oh my God, this is for the men. We see certain looks that we want to achieve, that we desire. And because of our different types of hair textures and hair lengths, sometimes we can't achieve it. So we do it just for fashion. We do it for style. We do it for looks. We don't do it for you. We don't care. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'd love to consider my person. I do want to. How do you think about this? How do you? But we don't do it for you guys. So I did not wear the wig because I wasn't confident. She does not wear lashes because she's not confident. As women, it's about beauty. That's why y'all looking at us in the first place too. We're beauty. We're beautiful people. So just wanted to agree with you on that.
Thank you.
You know how I look at it now?
I forgot I muted myself, but if that's gonna be the standard that women can wear wigs and weaves and eyelashes and men can't comment on it and it's not for us, then when we do stuff, we don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about what men do, about wearing hats, wearing Beijing, toupees, whatever, because we're not doing it for y'all. We're doing it for our own confidence. Yeah, man, y'all be killing me with shit. Like, we are all like, yes, I know women do things to either compete with each other or look good and feel confident about themselves. I know women that wear wigs because they got cancer or they have alopecia or they don't have time to do their hair every day because they are doctors and lawyers and people that have like long days, or you just got some kinky ass hair and it takes too damn long to do your hair, or you just don't enjoy doing your hair. That's cool. But for some men, they don't like that shit. And that's going to remove some people from the pool that you might have wanted. Same thing with men. There are women that don't like men with bald heads and or that wear too much jewelry or have too many tattoos or have locks like me or whatever the thing may be. You're going to eliminate some people from the dating pool. And there are going to be people that comment on it. So deal with it.
I look at it as, you know how when your little daughter or your niece dress up in makeup and be like, hey, mommy, look how pretty I am. And she looks crazy, makeup down here, makeup over here, smeared lip gloss. And she thinks she looks so beautiful. I feel like that's how men look at us. Like, you do not need all that stuff. But we looking at us like we look good, you know?
Exacto. Ding, 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 ding. Y'all look crazy. And we just try to tell y'all, look, you could have did a simple eyeshadow, a little bit of blush or whatever, and you'd have been cool. But y'all, you go and overdo it. Hell, some of y'all up there don't overdid it on this. Some of y'all got caked up on makeup, and it don't look good on this with this lighting and with these cameras. But that's what y'all wanted to do.
Oh,
that was
Good
cute.
analogy.
Yeah,
It's an
that was cute.
accessory. The same way we polish our nails red, that's the same. To me, it's an accessory. Now, some women probably do feel like they need it to cover certain things and flaws, but for some of us, it's an accessory. Just like our heels, just like our rings and our earrings, our makeup is an accessory.
Yeah,
So,
honest, so the point you were saying, like where you said he shouldn't comment on it, I kind of disagree with that because it's like everybody should be able to comment on what they like or dislike, right? Like to say like, oh, let a woman just be a woman. It's like, well, you can do that, but if a guy is saying, hey, I don't like this, it's like he should be able to comment on something he doesn't like about her because women do it all the time, right? I don't like his height. I don't like this. I don't like that, you know, and it's accepted. But if a man has like a preference that he states, then it's like, don't comment on women. It's like, you comment on men, right?
But that was my point. Like you just said about height and all that. Like, that's my point. You cannot change the fact that you're short or if you're tall, right? Me and my lashes, I can rip these off and put on a whole new pair or not. Or I can put on some mascara if I want to, or individuals. That's my point though. That has absolutely nothing to do with who I am as an individual. It's just, this is fun for me. This has nothing to do with my heart whatsoever. And so to judge me on that, just like I shouldn't judge you for your height, is the same thing, because your height doesn't make you, or your weight doesn't make you. Whatever you're wearing that day does not make you. And I think that's the thing. That's the issue I think I had with the comments and everything else, is because I didn't pop for superficial reasons, but I got a lot of those superficial comments. And it's like, no, if you're here to find love for real, then you wouldn't be popping for that, because those things do not matter, like the lashes.
Okay.
Or hats.
Danny, I see you shaking your head no.
No, you do got something to say. Say it, Bookie. Come on.
Yeah, don't bite your tongue, bro. That shit hurt.
Micah.
If he won't say it, I will. You have to be attracted to somebody to move forward to that level. Like, granted, you can't be superficial, but like, if that's just not your preference, and not saying anything about what you said, like I agree with what you said, but if we're being realistic, like that's your preference. Like, I love me a black man. Like, I love black men. So just because there is a guy out there of another race that's attractive, that doesn't make him less attractive because I don't want to pursue him, or I don't think he's a great person. He can be the nicest, most generous person out there. But if you don't have those attributes that I'm looking for, I'm not actively pursuing you or trying to even see what love is like with you. Not saying that there wouldn't be some random, once in a million, lifetime instance where we might click, we might connect, but that's all left up to chance. So I think
I'm not about to see with no woman that don't know what a good wig or bad wig is, what love is like with her.
All right.
We ain't come all natural. You know, you come out there to put your best foot forward.
Literally.
And if your best foot forward is your lashes hanging off the side, I didn't even watch the episode, but if it look whack, then that's what you come out the house looking like. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Pop.
You're not wrong. When you're right, you're right.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another moment of Angelique's.
Damn.
Yep, girl. Mhm. All right, so where do we pop?
Honestly, I think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Okay, I know that I might be your type, probably, and I know that because of the way that you were looking at me.
Right.
Like, you know, you could eat me up on this floor, and
Right.
you know, I think when I'm initially meeting someone, especially when there's 1,000 different beautiful women standing here,
Right.
it's uncomfortable.
1,000. There's not 1,000 beautiful women. There's 8, 7, and I think max 10. Some like 6, 7 minimum. Bruh. She was just talking. She big cap. Cap.
To constantly
Give her a big cap and put it on her head. She's a capper.
be looked at like they
Right.
want to eat you up
Right.
in that moment. Like, you know, granted,
And she contradicted herself because I watched this episode. You want somebody to want you, but you don't want this man to look at you. Just say I'm not attracted to you and I'm uncomfortable because you, a man that I'm not attracted to, is looking at me like that.
love it. Yes, let my
Right.
man look at me like that. But right here, right now, it is so uncomfortable.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I can't stand it. And I think I get that. I get that all the time at work, and I just be like, all right, bro. Like, I'm just trying to be here.
So you don't think that it's like
I think
the
it
male
just-
like that's really feeling you? You don't think that's
No, I feel that. That's why I said I know for a fact that I'm your type. It's just it makes me so uncomfortable right now.
right?
And that's why I was kind of like waiting. I'm like, damn, maybe I could chill.
Right,
Is he
right,
your
right.
type?
You know, my friends are gonna say I don't really have a type. So,
Let's start with Tamarcus. What was
She's so full of shit. But okay.
going through your mind during that? Were you as confused as I was?
I was super confused.
Okay.
Because like I don't know, I always thought that like, well, first off, when I first went onto the show, right?
Yeah.
I come out, I look from the right to the left. There was only 2 women that I was attracted to
Okay.
physically.
Mm.
So as I went down the line, I didn't want to pay no mind to the other. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care who was in the line
Right.
besides the 2.
Okay.
And so when I got to her, it was kind of like one of those like, okay, so you don't think that or you don't want the man to show that he's feeling you or that we're on a dating show. Like
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Because it don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Okay. Angelique.
I mean, okay. I knew I was gonna get toe up for that. Okay. And as you can see, I was fighting for the words to say. But in real life, y'all don't see him looking at me the way that I see him looking at me. And I was genuinely uncomfortable. So I'm gonna stand on that. I was genuinely uncomfortable. If I would have saw him on the street and he did the same thing, I would have been like, all right, y'all good? Y'all straight? We good?
But
Because
the
I
street
was
and the dating
uncomfortable.
show is 2 different scenarios.
Sure, I agree.
Actuals. Yo, Tiffany up there cooking. She making the most sense. This young lady got some sense because y'all sound stupid. That was a dumbass comment. You are on a dating show. There are 7 to 10 women up there with you. The man just said he saw who he was attracted to, and he wanted to look at those 2 people. How do you expect somebody to not look at you?
I agree. However, that don't mean I still wasn't uncomfortable. I was still uncomfortable.
Were you not attracted to him? Is that it? Like, were you not attracted?
That's what I was getting at. Like,
and the reason I'm asking is because, like, a lot of times with women, it's like the things that are creepy versus not has only to do with attraction.
Not exactly.
Like, if a guy,
You would watch the ladies nodding. The ladies nodding because it's true. Everybody everybody will make an exception for shit that they don't like or they don't necessarily care for if they are attracted to the person. Everybody.
How
Just
is
say
if
that.
he's attractive? It's like, oh,
Right.
well, he's forward.
Exactly.
But
Because
if
if he
he's
was
ugly,
fine,
it's like, oh, he's creepy.
You would have been
If
looking
she
back.
was-
And
Right,
Angelique,
right.
that's why I had
Right.
asked you, is he your type? But you really didn't answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Still not answering.
You got a second chance. What are you talking about?
Said she ain't.
You know, I feel that. Right? I feel what you're saying because you're right. I feel you on that.
We got our answer.
So what's the question? It wasn't.
We got our
I'm gonna be real. It wasn't. It wasn't if I was like unattracted to him or not. But I don't know. I really have no.
Bro, she's insufferable. She's just talking. Either she likes to hear herself talk or she just knows she fucked up. Cause what you saying?
idea how to answer that because it's not that I think he's unattractive. It's not that I think.
What are you? I have a question.
Okay,
I have
let's
a
hear from
question.
TJ.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question. What are you attracted to?
It's like physically, right?
Yeah, physically.
And see, when I say this, because I said this on live and I know what y'all about to say, but like if I had to like pull a guy out of a catalog, he's gonna be 6 feet and up, chocolate, bald, with a beard.
So,
and I know what y'all about to say.
Crazy work. That's some crazy work for real.
How tall are you? Bald with a beard.
He ain't got the beard.
I'm 5'11".
Oh,
But
never
with
mind.
the white shoes, I could be like 6 foot.
He got some Balenciaga. He missing the
Okay.
beard, but he got everything.
I'm sorry, sis. I ain't with you on
I
this
know what
one.
y'all about to say.
I can't
but
even support
like,
you.
That's Morris Chestnut right there.
Nice,
Have a
bright
beard. There's no beard there though.
It's not. Thank you.
It's not full.
He still got a beard.
He got a little bit though.
Thank you. Somebody got something.
Okay,
But
all
it's
right.
thin.
So just to kind of open up to everyone else, what did you guys think like when you watched this episode
Not
of
too much.
Angelique?
So
Chill out, y'all.
for me personally, like I feel like just watching, you was like iffy. Like you looked at him, and I think in your mind you knew you didn't like him, but you didn't want to let him down.
Right. That's what I
hard.
got.
Because homie is bald, homie is dark skinned, homie got a beard. What's up?
And he 1 inch from 6 feet.
And he like you. And he like you. Man. He really like you. Like he
What
was.
does him
he was
liking me got to do?
Well, that's what the
wait,
show
wait,
is
wait.
about.
You said
We
you,
was about to
but
go
but
with
you
the
described
conversation
him.
earlier.
You described him.
If Idris Elba was looking at you like that, how would you feel?
Girl, you would have been looking
He
right
just
back.
want boss, I'm saying.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
It's like we want to pull out popular people like Idris.
Wait, hold on. I want to ask you a question. What is a beard to you? Because there's different types of beards, and you said you want a man with a beard, and they're coming at you saying he has a beard. What's a beard to you?
Girl, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. You trying to shoot her bill. She is dead. She on death row. She fucked up.
Beard.
That's a beard.
You know what I'm saying?
She don't want no
we just let her off the hook. We just let her off the hook.
That's, yeah, but you can rub like that. I like that.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap up this segment. So obviously we heard from TJ. What about the rest of you guys? Like, what did you guys think of Angelique on the show when you watched
I'm
it?
a
Not
team
eating
girl all
up.
the time, but girl, she was tripping.
Oh,
Damn.
She was tripping, girl. You was
That's crazy.
All right. So to go ahead and segue on to our next segment, this single man walked out and pretty much every single woman on the panel popped their balloon. Let's see who the unlucky fellow was. Hello, welcome in. Come on in, don't be scared.
I popped my balloon because of basically the height. I think you're very handsome, and I love that you're giving back to your community
Thank you.
with working with the kids. But yeah, it was just the height.
It was the attraction for me, and then also the height. I'm pretty tall, so I want somebody that I can look up to.
All right, so TJ, a couple of the pops on you were due to height. First of all, how tall are you? Let's start with that.
All right. I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1".
I'm 6'1",
Okay.
and it was shown because that lady said she was 5'11".
She was 5'11". Yeah, she was tall.
5'2" with heels on, and I
Okay.
was like right there. So I'm 6'1".
Okay, you're 6'1". Okay, so was that shocking for you to hear? Like when they're like, "Oh, it's your height, it's your height."
Yeah. So for me, I feel like it wasn't so shocking because I hear height on TV.
It wasn't his height. They just thought bro was ugly, and they ain't like how he was dressed. This ain't really like a hard one to understand. He wasn't attractive enough. His pants was too damn tight. It felt like he had his pants up to his ribs. Bro got a lot of shit going for himself, but he didn't come out the way he should have came out.
On shows, but in real life, I'm 6'1", so like I don't see women taller than me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like me personally, going on a show, I didn't really see any women that were taller than me. Like she was an inch maybe taller than me, but the rest of them were shorter than me. So yeah.
Okay. So Ish, you were one of the women that ended up hopping on TJ and saying like, it was the height thing. First, let's start off. How tall are you, Ish?
I'm 5'6.5" without heels or anything, standing flat foot.
Okay. So on, what's the usual height of a man that you date?
Because of how tall I am, and I'm like the type of woman that likes to dress up. So when I have on heels, I'm probably 5'9" or taller. Now let me clear things up, okay? So if you seen that clip we just watched, we were almost eye to eye. There is no denying that clip of how. Just go back to the clip if you put up on the screen. Now, I'm not saying that we are eye to eye because we just stood next to each other, TJ, and we already know what your height is now. But looking at you from that angle, it looked like I was looking at you dead in your eyes. I couldn't see like how tall we actually were. So
You're just another one that would just be talking. She'd be rapping. She should start a label called Cap a Lot.
the relationship that I was in prior, I was like this. I was like this to you. So that was that issue there. But I didn't pop just because of that. I popped because the guy before you, the first guy, he came on there and straight lied about his height. He couldn't be no more than 5'9", 5'10". He said he was 6 feet, and that just blew me. So I thought you were doing the him. So that was that. And then it was your pants for real.
Damn, what's wrong with his pants?
All right.
They were just a little tight.
I got a couple comments.
Okay, go for it.
So now seeing me, how tall am I?
6'1". We
Okay.
6 feet to 6'1".
So at that moment when you saw me, you judged me on a prior mistake of another man.
No. I judge you off of what I seen. Like I said, I seen you eye to eye.
But you said a dude.
You just said that you.
We all agree that you did that.
Change height or something?
I said because of that instance, I felt like that was you being dishonest about your height as well.
Because of another dude lying.
No. You said that you were 6'2", and I did not see you as 6'2". So it wasn't just based off of what he did. It was 6. He said he was 6'2" on the show, though.
I said 6'2", but what you just said, like previously, was that you popped because another dude lied and you
No. I did not say I popped.
Baby, you talking in circles. You did pop him because you just said another man lied, so you thought he was lying. So you popped him because you thought he was like the nigga before. This ain't, you ain't got to argue this back and forth. Just say yeah, kinda, but it was more so the pants, too damn tight.
Because another dude lied. I said I popped because your pants were too tight. I said that I popped because I thought you were being dishonest about your height. And I also said I popped because you were not.
I'm gonna move on.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like all the women on my show, like when y'all are all nice people, y'all all nice women. But I feel like when TJ came out, I feel like I set the precedence for everything to happen because I popped first and everybody immediately popped right after me. So I feel like I set the tone, and I feel like it was just unfair because I did end up getting my balloon back.
Right.
So I'll say something about that. I did not pop because you popped, baby. I popped because he looked like.
That's how I feel.
I know, but I'm
It's not the
saying
truth, though.
he looked like a lot of family members. I'm Haitian, and he looks very much Haitian. And people were like, "Oh, why would you pop? Because he looks like a family member." I don't want to wake up next to somebody that looks like my mom's friend or my cousin.
Wait, I'm Haitian.
Wait, so Kamina, you don't date Haitians because of that?
No. To be honest,
She talk too much. She be saying anything. She just be talking. Yeah. On the follow up and just a few comments, she just talking. She trying to get words in. She one of them people that just be commenting or saying stuff to be saying stuff because she feel like she not getting enough screen time probably. But yeah, she got to shut up.
honest, let me be real. I actually
offend
don't.
me because I'm Haitian, girl. What are we doing?
No, 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 no.
What's
She not
going
dating
on?
No. It's one thing
going on?
is he looks like a relative. Like he looks, I can't explain it. Like
So he look like
Girl,
a Zoe. He look like a Zoe Poppy.
Well, you said that.
no, because there's some fine zoes. Let me.
No,
There's
but a
some
Zoe
fine
Poppy
zoes.
is like the Haitians that
You
look
said
like
that for like five
Zoe
people
Poppy.
though.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say
What
any
does she
names, but
look
there's
like?
this guy named Jonas that my mom is really best friends with. He just looks like Jonas. That's all. I just didn't, I don't want to wake up to something that just looks like, I just didn't know how to say it, but
I
that's
got a
really
question,
what it is.
though.
That's why I popped.
Okay.
But didn't you
go
say
ahead.
you have five, like a couple people that look like your family members? Other than
Yeah,
her?
because Cliff was a family member too, and he looked way
No,
different.
He's not a family member. Like Cliff, for him, he looked like my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
Okay.
Please don't ever bring her back. Please don't ever bring her back. For the love of God. For the love of God.
Let's go back to the topic at hand. I think Danny had a question over here. Let's hear from Danny. Let's hear from Danny.
She said earlier, like, I just want to know, what does height have to do with leadership?
Man, like what?
Yeah, I mean, a man could lead you, in the right direction, and whether you're looking at them at the same height or whatnot, I thought that when you're looking into a relationship, you're looking to see, a future with this person, compatibility. Yeah, exactly.
But you still want to
sure.
Yeah, but attraction is attractive. Like I think everybody need to let that shit go. Like you can have all the qualities in the world that I want. If it's not in the package that I want, it's moot. Like people, y'all kill me with it's about what's inside the couch. Yes, that matters. That goes from we just hooking up and being in the bedroom to like you are the mother of my children. But we never gonna even get to none of that if I'm not attracted to you. And if women aren't attracted to men that are short, they aren't attracted to men that are short. I'm not attracted to women that are big. Like no disrespect to anybody that's big or BBWs or big boned women or people that have thyroid issues or whatever. I personally am not attracted to bigger women. I typically date slim to athletic women. I'm not even like somebody that pursues curvy women. When I tell people that, they're like, but you a big dude from the South. You don't like big booty, big breasted girls? I'm like, no, I don't. That's like, will I date them? Sure. But like, I like slimmer women. And so y'all be tripping. Like, now I do think that women that are short, saying that they won't date short men or men under 6 feet tall is crazy as hell. But because there just aren't that many men that are over 6 feet tall and have all these other things that y'all be asking for. But I think it is more than reasonable for a woman that is above average height to want a man that's above average height. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Disagree,
attracted to that
you still want to be
person.
attracted,
And that
to
goes
that.
off of what we were talking about before. Like, if you're just not attracted to somebody, then you're not like gonna pursue that person
Right.
regardless. So it they could be a great leader, like I just said with the other race thing. They can be the best person, in Asian form or a different race, but that's not my preference. And in particular, just like you said, pointing to the fact that you said first impression is everything.
Right.
If you come out with tight pants, and that's my first impression of you,
Right.
I'm thinking you just walking around, with tighty whities and leggings every day.
Just saying anything. Trying to be funny. Was it funny? Corny as hell.
TJ, don't take it like that. I'm
Hold
just
on.
saying,
Okay,
like,
last comment.
that's my impression.
Look
of you.
Oh, let's hear from
Talking
Tara.
about
We haven't heard from
impressions,
Tara.
That's what it
Let's hear
is.
from Tara.
Oh, my fault.
Okay, so I didn't pop because Tiffany popped. It was the first guy. He came out. I was trying to give him a chance, and then after that, I realized if I'm just not feeling someone at first, I should just go ahead and just pop initially, right? So when I think TJ was the second guy, so that's why I popped for him. And I didn't want to take that chance away from anybody else with me holding on to my balloon till like the last round. But I do think I should have at least given him the opportunity to come out, you know, say his name, where he was from, what he do for a living. Like I do wanted to publicly apologize to you. The next day we had went to the museum and we talked about that. And I told you, like, you know, I don't think that was right. I think everybody should come out and at least have the opportunity to like say your name or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. As somebody that popped on Crystal for my episode, you should give people at least the ability to introduce themselves, give them that courtesy, and then pop the balloon immediately after that.
And I agree. Okay,
with
last
Tara.
comment from Jay, and then we'll go ahead and move on from there.
I just got to point out the hypocrisy, right? Because when y'all got this going on, it's that's a preference. But when y'all talking about me, it's like, oh, we do this for us. We do this for women, right? But how come it's not that same sentiment when y'all talking about us? So just digest it. I don't even want y'all to answer that. Really think about that, because we get hit with this all the time and we got to eat that shit. And y'all always hit us with this height, all this stuff. We don't never get to say our preferences and that's just it. But y'all always got some kind of hypocrisy and comeback for y'all preferences, but ours are always wrong. And I'm really getting tired of the double standards, man, because in real life, it really don't be like that. But on this show, y'all really be playing like that. It's not cool.
Okay. All right. So kind of to stay on the topic of TJ for a bit. After all those pops, you did eventually end up leaving with a match, which was Tiffany. And one of the main topics that came up with this match was her profession. So let's take a look at this quick clip.
Word. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you like to dance?
Yes, I love to dance. I'm a dancer.
I'm
an exotic
I've dated
dancer.
a lot of dancers.
Really?
Yeah, I've dated a lot of dancers. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have no problem with that.
I think I'm good with a young lady right there.
Come on, Tiffany. Come on up. Come on up.
Bruh. I was like, when this happened, because I watched this episode, I was like, has dude never watched this? Because I remember Tiffany from I think it was the previous season. I can't remember if it was season 1 or season 2. When I watched it, I was like, but ain't Shorty a stripper? And I heard her say exotic dancer. So I was like, maybe he don't care. And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with strippers, exotic dancers, whatever. Those people are doing something that they feel they need to do to help them be in the situation they want to be in. So like I'm from the South, and I posted this last night on my Instagram story. Like, I ain't never gonna be above going to strip clubs and being above strippers. Like, I don't look down on strippers. I've had many great conversations with people that are strippers. I know people that are strippers that are not lawyers, business professionals, whatever. Like, people got to do what they got to do. A lot of these women are paying their way through school. They are providing for their children in the best way that they can. They are investing in, transitioning out of that lifestyle. So, no power to y'all. But I was like, okay, children's books and strippers.
For my part, my only person that asked me in my family about it, I think one of my cousins or somebody was like, "Hey, did you know she was a exotic dancer?" And I was like, "I didn't know, actually." And we talked about it. Like, we talked at the same time when she said it.
Yeah,
like, when
I
she
figured.
said dancer, I dated a lot of dancers, but then like when she said exotic dancer, I was like talking. If I would have heard that, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I would have popped. Maybe.
He thought she was ballet dancer.
Hey. All right, so let's start with Tiffany. So Tiffany, as we saw, he said maybe if he would have heard it, he would have popped. So how does your profession affect your dating life?
There's a lot of misconceptions. I work in gentlemen's clubs. A lot of people don't know the difference between gentlemen's clubs and strip clubs. Strip clubs, you're fully nude. You're on your feet all the time. Gentlemen's clubs is mostly just topless and you're talking to men a lot. You're not really dancing.
Okay.
So it's just the nuances, it's a lot of nuances to it. So I feel like people that I've tried to date in the past, they always have preconceived notions about me. And you're not really going to know who I am unless you give me a chance, you know? Yeah.
I mean, baby, that comes with the territory of the job. I mean, I feel you, but if you know, you know.
Okay. So, how would you say it's affected your past relationships, or even if you bring it up to someone you're just
I mean,
meeting?
I was in a long-term relationship. It was just I didn't get married, so I left. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm only
Right.
getting older. So it's just like, if you're not getting something out of your situation, you should move on.
Okay. All right. So,
I feel like Shorty like 20, young as hell. Like she like 24, 25. I don't think she that old. So I don't know what she talking about, but okay.
TJ, you said it would have been a maybe pop. Why would it have been a maybe pop?
Because when I first heard her say dancer, I've dated burlesque dancing. I've dated people who done African dancing, Latin dancing, but we talked at the same time. So my stigma towards stripping.
Okay. Bro, unless you grew up sheltered, you knew damn well that that girl was not saying that she was a burlesque dancer or a Latin dancer or an African dancer. At best, she was a choreographer and danced professionally for music videos or something like that. At worst, she was a stripper.
Was stripping. And then I didn't understand that that's what she was doing. And so that's why I said maybe. But then, like I said, I got to know her and I said, she's a very nice human being, and that goes further than my.
Yeah. There are a lot of nice human beings that are strippers. Go figure.
Stripper mindset. It goes more into like, who are you as a person? So I think she's a great person.
Okay.
So whether it's a lasting romantic relationship, I think me and Tiffany would be friends forever.
That's good to hear. Any thoughts from anyone on the floor? Cap. Oh, what's Cap?
I agree.
Someone said Cap?
Yeah, Danny did.
I heard something too.
What's Cap? What's
Stand
Cap?
on
mean?
business. Stand on
What do you
business.
mean by that?
dancer?
When she say dancer, I don't know. Maybe it's an Atlanta thing. Somebody say dancer. That's the first thing.
That's universal.
No, it's
Could be that where I'm from made me immediately think she was a stripper. But I mean, I don't know many people saying I'm a dancer. Because most people that are professional dancers say I do ballet professionally or I'm a choreographer professionally. They don't really be like I'm a dancer.
It's all the same.
Is the dancing is
Honestly,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not nothing against- I'm talking about-
you're from Atlanta, so when you hear dancer, I know this girl. She worked in the club.
Yeah.
So that's probably what he's saying. Like when you heard dancer, you're thinking of something else. But he heard dancer since he's from like stripper culture, where he's from. That's the first thing that comes to his mind.
Yeah, and I don't gotta prove nothing. The women I dated will tell y'all they weren't strippers; they was dancers.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
And let this be known: this is not the only thing I do. I have a podcast. I have.
Not sure you got a podcast. Okay. Everybody want to be a podcaster. I'm doing my podcast for different reasons, but hey, I can't be a hypocrite.
Multiple businesses. This is a stepping stone. I believe in investing in myself. So if no one is going to invest in me, I'm going to invest in myself.
And once again,
that's how I get my money to invest in myself.
And I said in that episode, you shouldn't come at strippers just because they strip, man. Like she don't want to do that the rest of her life. You can't do that the rest of your life. So like,
I've seen some 30-something-year-old strippers, 40-something-year-old strippers. It just depends. But yeah, you should never judge somebody based on them being a stripper. That's crazy.
her as a person, you probably should get to know beyond that. And so I was able to get to know that basically because I didn't hear it.
Mhm.
So my stigma beyond that got expanded, and I thank her for it. Now, like I said, whether it works romantically or not, it still was a judgment that I shouldn't have made because my balloons got popped with people not knowing me.
And it's crazy because the way that we met, I prejudged you, and you didn't get the opportunity to prejudge me because you didn't hear that. And I should have been more delicate with the situation, knowing how much I get prejudged. So yeah, that's why I got my balloon back.
Yo. I like this girl. I like her. She seems like she got a good head on her shoulders.
All right, Tiff. Okay, so in this next segment, it's the ladies of episode 23. So as we all know, the internet, they criticize you guys, said all types of things. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of the segments.
And I feel like I'm on like a TED Talk when I'm like listening to you.
And
TED Talk is crazy. TED Talk is crazy. Some TED Talks are amazing because you're getting a lot of information and people are such eloquent speakers. But TED Talk, that's why I sound like they on TED Talk. That's not a compliment.
the teeth just were not for me. Not for me.
And you said classy. I feel like I'm classy, but when it comes to being Haitian doll, I'm more of a hype girl. I like to get people out, dance, and and my lyrics.
I just wanted to shut up. There's just people in life that you just don't like and you want them to shut up. She one of them people for me. Maybe it's because she's young and she just don't know. It sounds like she don't got no sense, or like she don't think before she speak. But yeah, she annoys me. Like, for sure she's a great girl, but she annoying.
Lyrics are a bit like, so yeah.
Okay, so Jason, we'll go ahead and start with you. So they came for your teeth, the way you talk. Like, how are you feeling going down that line and hearing all those things about yourself?
I mean, things I've never really heard that much before.
Okay.
But not really shocked by it because it's snap, thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Also too, like even some of my friends and family, like, bro, like the way that you seemed on there is not how you really are. Cause like everybody who knows me know I'm like the latest person you meet. I'm always like, hype and whatever. But it's very different because when you're on there, you're trying to hear and articulate all that kind of stuff first time as well. So like even when Tara was talking, to her defense, it was like I was very just kind of drawn in, trying to listen and understand and stuff like that. The teeth thing, never heard that before, but I get it. People got their preferences.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I didn't think anything of it. I'm not the kind.
Yo, Chair, what are you looking at? I know you've been looking off. I don't know if you're looking at a camera or one of the crew or whatever, but what are you looking at specifically? Everybody else is looking inward. You are looking out.
A person that like, oh my gosh, my feelings kind of thing. I'm like,
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah.
Okay. And then so Tara, you said he sounded like a TED Talk or something like that.
Yeah, it just seemed like how he was. It was very business.
Again, who is she looking at? Arlette asked you the question, but you looking out.
That's how it sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just big on energy, so I was wanting to see more of like his personality, and so that's what I was presented with. So that's how I just assumed he was. And for me personally, I need someone like a bit more like kind of goofy and like fun, and not someone that's just so like business all the time, because I have to be business all the time at work. So when I come home, I want to have fun. Like I want to, and then after he sat down and he was completely opposite, and I was like, dude, what was going on? And they were like, what, Jason, like boring? No, that's not him. And I just wish I could have seen that, so maybe we could have possibly matched or something.
Yeah, I want to speak to that. I think I think people get on the show and they lose themselves, not in the sense of like they aren't being they're like getting caught up in the moment. I think a lot of times people just they forget, like they get so nervous about being on the show that they do uncharacteristic things. Me, I don't really care because I've stood up in front of crowds. I took drama class, so I've had to do monologues for plays. I'm in sales, so I had to talk in front of large groups. So to me, it was nothing. But like, I do notice that a lot of people are always talking about how nervous they were or whatever, and they end up not, showing up in the way that they want to. It's just interesting.
That didn't happen. Still a great guy.
Okay.
But,
So if he would have showed more of like his goofy personality, is he someone that's your type, like physically?
I know on the show I did say he was like physically, like he would have been someone I would have been interested in knowing just off of initial attraction.
Okay.
But then there's that extra energy part where I would have liked that as well for me to be able to match with him.
Okay. So now, Ish, you had mentioned his teeth. Are like teeth something like you like focus on pretty heavy? Is it something that's like deal breaker or not for you?
When we're talking about this setting, yes.
Okay.
Simply because, that's like the first thing for me that I look at someone's smile, because I'm a really cheeky person and I like a guy that makes me laugh, and I don't want to be drawn to that area in the wrong way. Okay. I'm choosing my words carefully because y'all tried to eat me alive. But I'm being honest. It was just the attraction thing for me, and teeth are a big thing, and it just was not my vibe.
Yeah, y'all must have ate her ass up because she is so concerned about what y'all said about her in them comments. They must have ate her ass alive. Gotta stop reading the comments, people. It's not that serious.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Well,
Well,
that's story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, then let's take a look at another clip from episode 23.
You said like the man should take more of like the bills and stuff. If you would have been like both incomes and like we build together and like that kind of thing, then rather just saying like, yeah, the man should take care of majority of the bills.
Okay, so can you go into detail a little more as to what you meant at this part? Because we were all just a little bit confused.
It made sense in my head. I didn't articulate it well. Obviously, people came from my neck. I'm very much not dumb. It just didn't come out right, y'all. I really don't even like the 50-50 question in general. I feel like that's
Me neither. It's a stupid ass question. Date who you can afford to date. Be who you want to be with, who thinks the same way about finances as you think about finances, and move on.
big on how y'all are aligned mindset wise. I don't feel like either way is a problem as long as both parties agree. For me personally, I would just rather build with someone. And I put a lot into my career so far. So I would like to help out. Like, I know, especially in this economy, all bills and stuff on one person is a lot, whether you're a man or a woman.
Facts.
So,
Like her. She's smart. She get it. She get it.
if I'm thinking logically, he's gonna have to take care of me, him, and like I want 3 kids. So that's what, 5 cars, that's a house, a mortgage.
5 cars. Who the hell buy 5 cars? Them kids better buy their own goddamn car. We're gonna do 2 cars and maybe 3. 5 is hell no. She tripping.
That's college. That's like, I'm just being real.
That's a lot of cars.
I mean, she got a car, I got a car, 3 kids.
And all the
got a car.
kids, yeah.
Oh, they gotta get a car when they turn 16.
Like I have a lifestyle that I want to live. And so if I have to help out to like make both of our lives easier, I feel like there shouldn't be a problem with that. And the women
Amen.
came to my neck a
That's
lot.
a dub.
Okay. See, now that you had some time to able to explain it,
Yeah,
it makes
but
sense
they were
now.
like, oh, so you don't like, why you don't want your man to provide? I didn't say I didn't want him to provide. I said I want us to build together. And I feel like in this time, a lot of people just put a lot on like man should just be a provider, and they don't really have to do anything else like other than money. And for me personally, I make my own money, so you're gonna have to bring a little something more than just money for me.
Okay.
Personally.
If you have your own money, why would you want somebody else to? And I get it. A lot of you dudes want to be providers because that's all you got to offer as a man is your money. You don't have no personality. You don't have no goals. You don't have no care, no emotional intelligence. You don't have the ability to communicate. You don't have any talents other than making money or spending money.
And there was nothing wrong with what Cliff said. We just had like, we kind of were saying the same thing. I think the
Yeah, that's
intention
what I-
behind them were kind of different. I just feel like he was more traditional in a sense, and I'm more, I wouldn't say a modern woman, but more of like a hybrid. So I
Okay.
just, there's nothing like, no side is wrong. I just feel like it's a matter of preference.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that point. Well, first and foremost, I think everybody should do whatever they think and they like. So if you're a 50-50 person, if you're a 100% person, if you're a none person, hey, there's people out there for everybody, you know. But you know, my philosophy is kind of what you were articulating earlier, where it's like, I don't think it should be 50-50. I think it should be, you know, sometimes somebody's 30% and the woman needs to do 70%, you know, and sometimes the woman's feeling 20% and the guy should be 80%. I
It's a
think
partnership, yeah.
it should be an equal partnership, right? Because in this life, right?
Not equal, equitable. I think I mean equitable.
It takes two to tango.
Mm.
And if people are so obsessed over 50-50, who brings what to the table, like at the end, it's BS. Like,
This is why the 50-50 conversation don't really make sense. And I've explained this. I've seen it explained. If I make $500,000 and my wife makes, I don't know, let's say $100,000, why would we go 50-50? It don't make sense. I make 83% or something like that of the income. But should she contribute? Yeah, her percentage. Not because I'm trying to drain her money, but like we have a total income. And because I make $500,000, cool. I could take care of most of this. I could take care of mortgage. I could take care of cars. But we need to have a budget for the household, and we need to allot money towards the household and our security. And if you are taking your $100,000 and fucking it off, spending it on bags and spending it on shoes, and you are not investing in this household, how are we building together? We just spending my money that I earn. And I don't get to do anything with that money because we're gonna have to do investments. We're gonna have to pay for our kids to have clothes and shoes and activities and things of that nature. So whatever those household expenses look like, put all that money, we say, okay, this is how much money we got. This is your percentage. This is my percentage. We're gonna direct deposit that money into that account to take care of those expenses. And the rest of that money, we put in our own separate discretionary accounts that each spouse has access to in case of emergency. But that's your discretionary account. Do what the hell you want to do with it, with that money. Because it's not taking away from the home. But if, as I said, I grew up in a house where my dad paid for everything. and my mom did not. And I saw how that turned out when one person did not have any skin in the game. It didn't turn out well. That's just my perspective.
Can you grow with your partner? Can you guys, balance each other out?
Right. Y'all have to be
Facts.
aligned. It doesn't matter what you believe. As long as you find someone that can counteract that and is aligned with you, that's all that matters. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Exactly.
Cliff, in that moment when she had popped her balloon, did you understand why?
I was a little confused about it, but I mean, now that she explained everything, I mean, I feel a little bit, I understand a little bit more what she was talking about. So, I mean, I get it now.
Okay.
But I mean, in that sense, I feel like the whole 50-50 thing, it could be, different views on it. So, I feel like a woman, what she brings to the table is great as well. So I wasn't knocking that. Like, I would love for a woman to, work and do everything too, but I'm just that type of person that I'm going to do stuff as well too, just because where I came from and the background that I live. So I would like to motivate my woman as well to do, whatever job, whatever career path she want to do, or whatever she want to do in the house or outside of the house. So that was just me. Just far as like the whole 50-50 thing, like I bring a lot to the table too, and I wouldn't mind a woman bringing it as well, match my hustle as well. So.
All right, so this next clip includes you again, Cliff, but this time with Ish. Let's take a look.
Where are you currently? Like, where do you live?
I'm currently in Las Vegas.
Okay. So long distance is a no for you. Where are you?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Okay, so Ish, we talked a bit about this on BM Talks to Them.
And I will reiterate it.
Yes, ma'am. So when you had applied onto the show, did you not realize that it was like a long distance thing and people come from all over the US to come on the show?
I was aware of that.
Okay.
And I'll say it, like I said on the show before, it was never something that I was completely just disregarding. However, the distance was a bit too far. I live all the way in the Midwest. He lives all the way on the West Coast. If it was somebody that had been closer to me, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, somewhere in my proximity, because
Illinois. It's not Illinois. It's Illinois. But again, she annoyed me.
those are still parts of the United States. Am I right? Or am I? All right. So it was the proximity, too far. I can take a 4-hour drive to Ohio. I can take a 30-minute flight to India, depending on where you are. It was the distance with which he was. Las Vegas, Nevada is just it was too far for me. I wasn't willing to do something that long distance.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's all it was.
Coming on the show, you're going to get a mixture of individuals from all over the state. So what I can say is hey, you may be banking on somebody that's closer, right? Like you said, Ohio or Illinois or whatever. Coming from West Coast to Midwest is like a 5-hour flight.
It's a huge
6-hour
jump.
flight.
So
yeah.
let's talk about it.
Unless you guys are going to get hitched the next day, it's a big commitment for a little bit of value, in my opinion.
I was
Thank you.
closed off,
They're not wrong. I think coming on the show, you got to know that there's a probability that someone that you are interested in will not live in the same state as you and will not be close to you. So that's a risk that you take. I think initially people should not pop the balloon if that's a reason or that's a thing, just because you never know. You never know people's flexibility. You never know what may happen. But yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're looking for love and you got a short timeline, you don't got time to date somebody that's a 6-hour flight away. That's a long time. Yeah, that's a long time to be on the plane. And it might not be no direct flights.
because I was on multiple episodes. So the first episode I was on, I was closed off to the opportunity of connecting with somebody that wasn't in the same proximity as me or close. So I didn't really match with anybody because I kept popping on anybody who didn't live close enough to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second time I came around the show, I was open-minded to the possibility of matching with somebody that was further away. But I understand where she's coming from.
So what?
It just depends on how actively you're looking.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
feel,
know, if
I
you're
feel
really,
the same way.
if you're like, oh, I'll wait on it, or if you're like, oh, I want something now, you know, you will compromise your you know, your distance.
Definitely. The only thing I have to say about that is I agree with what it said about the, you know, Detroit. I feel where she's coming from on that. But the one thing that I did say when I introduced myself was where I was from. I was a project manager based in Las Vegas. So I wanted to make that clear to the ladies where I was from out the gate, because if it was a distance issue, then I would like for them to pop. So
right away, yeah.
I didn't want to waste nobody's time. If I'm being from Las Vegas, that was going to be an issue. So that's why I made it clear that I was a project manager from Las Vegas. So that's why I wanted the ladies to know where I was from, because if it was she from Detroit or, you know, New York or something like that, if that was going to be the reason, then we could have got that out the way instead of me coming to the end and feeling like, you know, I had that connection and I had that connection with that woman, and, you know, it didn't go that way. So it would have saved us both a lot of time. You know, if I would have she would have popped out the gate and, you know, we wouldn't made it to the end to, you know, hear that. So that's my only thing. But I don't have no, you know.
Repeated itself like four or five times. But yeah, I get his point.
No hard feelings or nothing about it. You know, she made her decision and she did what she felt was best for her. And that was being from Detroit, the distance was an issue. So I didn't have no problem with it.
Okay. I feel it, and I understand what you were saying, but I missed that. I think I asked that again because I missed that.
So to be devil's advocate, exactly what you were saying as well, is like, you know, as we were on the stage as well, sometimes you don't really fully
very
catch
low.
everything, just like what you
So
said
I
as well.
definitely missed that.
Right. You kind of forget everything that they say.
I don't believe that. Sorry. I hear y'all, but she was in the front. She's in the front.
You kind of fixated or focused on, you know, either the person that you're looking at, right? You're sizing them up and down, so you're not really fully present in what they're saying, or, you know, you're fixated on one specific, you know, thing that they said, and, you know, your mind's thinking about that instead of other questions. So I can see where you could have missed that and then wanted to, you know, hear that again.
And that's why
I agree.
I asked again.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, you know, being on this show kind of opened my mind up to long distance. Like I hit
Danny, you had a shorty that was in Wisconsin that was into you, and the shorty, all the women that you tried to match with were not from Atlanta.
the bug, like on my way back to
Except for one.
to Atlanta, I was like, maybe I could have matched with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because at first I didn't really get it that, yeah, we meet somebody that's across the country. But, you know, connection is spiritual, and spiritual knows no time and knows no distance. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, on the way back home to Atlanta, it kind of opened me up. Just like, you know what? I don't care where she at. Obviously, we need some help. You know, that's what we on the show. So, you know, if I'm more open to entertaining communication-wise with distance.
Uh-oh. Why BM come out here?
I also want to say, right, if you're willing to come to Phoenix to be on the show, that's because you want to be on the show. That means you can travel to go and meet the person that you're trying to build with.
Well, that's a one-time trip versus you trying to build a relationship with somebody and then wanting you to come out every month or every other week. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to be on the show. If you want to go and see that person,
that's
you
true.
can travel.
Can I chime in on that? Because that's exactly what I was going to say. At the end of the day, God, if you really like somebody and you feel that chemistry, ladies,
catch that flight.
Ladies, fellas.
So there's a saying where it says,
I don't think she's
sorry,
finished.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You'll buy that watch. You'll travel to me.
But what I was trying to say is that at the end of the day, if you really, really like someone and you're super interested, now there can be other determining factors like children, whatever the situation might be that may not cause you to move. Y'all will find that job. Y'all gonna find that remote job. When you really like somebody, you gonna do what it does. Love conquers all.
That's
you know,
very
and
true.
like he said,
I don't know about that, but hey,
we came here knowing that there's the possibility that someone is not going to be from our town, you know? So you have to come on this show open-minded. You have to come on this show understanding. But I get what you're saying too. Like, because me too, I was kind of hoping I could meet someone that's a little closer to me, a little.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, if I like you, what's up? And if you like me, what's up?
You gonna make it happen. You gonna make it happen.
No, I get what you're saying.
And that's why a lot of us are still single.
You're basing that off of a strong feeling. You can't get that feeling off of a couple questions with somebody.
Can I
And
say
just
something?
didn't have that feeling.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Love doesn't stay in one place.
Come on, man.
Love is not in one area. If you're struggling to find the love of your life, maybe you need to look somewhere else. You know? Me and Arlette, we wasn't even in the same country.
Talk.
So just to kind of let you guys know that long distance shouldn't be something that is blocking you from finding somebody, because I'm telling you right now, if you're struggling, maybe you need to look somewhere else.
Long distance can actually make your relationship a lot stronger.
It's a temporary.
Right.
Trust
and it's
factor.
temporary. One person can move. You know, I understand it can be hard, but if you find that person that is the one that you want from somewhere else, you know you're not going to get that person where you are. Maybe you need to find a way to make it work.
Right.
And that's what the show is about. I'm out.
Jim came in there late to SmackDown, told y'all what it was. So for all y'all people that coming out there, they don't want to hear that shit about it's too far. It's a long distance. I mean, I feel him. You flying out to Phoenix, and now you got a problem with flying to somebody that's on the West Coast? Nah. Cap.
I was like, oh, I thought something was wrong with my mic.
BM talks to them. BM talks. BM talks.
Yeah. All right. So, Rob, you got a couple of bald comments, and you know they also mentioned how you talk and things like that. Let's take a look at your segment.
Bald is not really my thing. I think
I can't even control it.
I know. I don't mean to say it like that. It's just I feel like maybe if we were 40s and like you were bald, then it would be like different. But we're like really young.
I know.
So yeah, that's it. And then I don't want to be mean, but I just don't really like how you talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi, my name is Kamina and I'm 27, and it's just about the hair thing.
The slow.
All right. So, Kamina, you said it's just about the hair thing. You don't like bald either?
No, not really. I grew up all my life with my stepdad being bald, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Family trauma, girl.
I don't have a lot of family trauma. It's just that, you know, I like a particular look for me as well, too. Just like everybody has their type. And it's just, for me, bald is just not for me. And I've seen that too many times growing up with myself. I just prefer hair. But, you know, once I be an old woman, I probably wouldn't care. But as me right now, as a young lady, I want a man with hair on his head.
I want to see what's under that wig, because that wig is not on very well. Because are you bald headed, and so that you don't want nobody bald headed? Do you got the same haircut as Johica? Because what you talking? Why you keep comparing people? Why do you keep comparing people to other people? I seriously doubt these people look like your family members or your cousin, baby daddy, or whatever. I seriously doubt it.
That's all I was saying.
That's it.
Bald just mean a lot of testosterone, ladies. They got that, you know.
I don't care what it means. I like a man with hair.
All right. So, Ish, you kind of mentioned how he talks was one of the reasons you popped. How does he talk? What was it?
He's a little bit too soft-spoken for me. With the woman that I know that I am, maybe more assertion.
Okay.
And that shows.
Or maybe you should just tone it down. I don't know. Novel thought.
Shows a lot, you know, about a person, the way they speak. The way they speak. So the really soft spokenness, like it just didn't it didn't tickle my fancy.
So, Rob, have you ever gotten that before about you're too soft spoken for me?
Actually, no, I have not. I get very smoothing. Right?
You made that word.
You made that up.
I don't know about that smoothing one, bro. You made that shit did not land. You did not land the plane right on that one. I think you meant soothing. Soothing was the word.
I've never had is so soft. I've been like, hey, you calm down my temperament, you know, and you know, especially, you know, after a long day of working or going out there in the world, like I've said before on the catch up, you know, there's a time and place for everything. If I gotta raise my voice and assert dominance, I'll do that. Like, it's no problem. But for me, is
I like the way you talk.
Thank
I'm not gonna lie. You speak very well. You articulate yourself very well. You sound very well educated. Personally, I just don't like the hood scrimp fold like 5'6", Seon, Kodak, Black. You speak like a man.
What the fuck? Yo, I mean, I feel it. I do not like when they sound uneducated. So, and that's not saying that you have to have a degree or anything, but speaking in slang and nah.
Man who has an education, you speak like a man with wisdom and knowledge. So I beg to differ.
It's a match.
Oh, shit. I just like the way I like the way he talks. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So so yes, I got him that. And then in terms of the bald comment,
Right.
you know what they say? The most successful people in the world are bald. Just let you know.
Screaming. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's because of stress.
So yours is because of stress.
I used to have a big old bunch of hair, man.
This is choice. And too much stress made all the hair go.
Hey, every day I woke up, it was another hair follicle on my pillow.
Rob, bye.
But you know, I love being bald. I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. So shout out to all my bald brothers out there.
And I just can I
Shout out to the bald men.
Can I set the record straight?
Long hair don't care.
The ball.
Can I set the record straight? Because a lot of people have something to say about the fact that I waited to pop Maul's balloon and he was bald too. Now listen, I'm not saying that every bald person on the face of this earth I'm not, interested in or I'm not attracted to. It's just that for me, that is a really big thing. And in that situation, I didn't like it with you. No offense, you're handsome, everything, like I said before. But I don't think that because that's not my preference, like I can't have exceptions to that. I feel like everybody has exceptions to that. Like if you are a guy that's like, oh, I love light-skinned women, that doesn't mean that you would never be attracted to a brown skin or a dark skinned woman, right? So the fact that I said that I feel like I got chewed up online about that, like, well, you can't blah, 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 blah. And I'll explain it like I explained before. Like he said, his hair follicles was leaving him. Jamal's hair follicles was not leaving him. He was just bald. He was shaved really low.
Who's Jamal?
Y'all really fucked her up in them comments because girl is everything she did or y'all said to her is she complaining about it still. She complained about it on the after show. She complaining now. Y'all really hurt that girl. She in therapy about it. I don't know. She got to get through it. She got to work her way through it though.
He ended up
Maul.
Okay.
No, he's not a true bald.
So yeah, he's not a true bald. He just shaves his hair.
Yeah, we don't associate.
See
true
what I'm
bald
saying?
people.
You're a true bald.
You don't understand the pain, man. Right.
Rob said, "Stop attacking me." All right. Anyway,
Wait,
so
I have one more thing to say.
Oh, go ahead.
And about the whole bald thing, because I know a lot of people are gonna get on me. Oh, you're gonna let the bald thing get in the way. It's just kind of like, I think it's like people just pick what to be mad at. Because I got popped on.
Yeah.
Because my hair was no, not because my hair. A girl got popped on because her hair was too long. I got popped on because I had too much makeup or glitter. It's kind of like, okay, so why do people nitpick on what they want to call people?
I'm about to skip through what she got to say because she's just talking.
out for it, but I'm gonna get ate up because I said I don't like him because he's bald.
Mhm.
Why didn't everybody roll up and the other guy said he didn't like me because of my makeup? Or because, okay, so Maul popped on a girl because she had glitter on her chest. I popped because I have glitter on my chest. It's kind of like we kind of pop for the same thing. So it's just like people like what they like, regardless of what the next person thinks. If you like how he speaks, you like how he speaks, but you don't like how he speaks. We're just all different in a way. I just don't like bald guys, and I feel like I shouldn't be getting attacked because what do you guys want me to do? Oh, you're bald. Okay, I'm just be with you just to make the comments happy. I'm not. It's my life. I just don't like bald guys. Either you take it or you leave it. That's what I said earlier.
Love it.
Okay, let's move on to our next clip. So our next
Arlette, BM, please don't ever invite her back on. She is incredibly annoying, and she just be talking.
next clip actually does involve Kamina, aka Haitian Doll.
Hi, my name is Kamina. I'm 27, and I popped my balloon. You're not ugly. It is the haircut for sure.
Okay.
Because, long story, somebody that I dealt with had that same haircut. It's just
Okay.
PTSD,
Is
low
what-
key.
okay, one
but
of them
you're
haircuts. Yeah.
But I healed from that moment. I'm able to say right then and there, this is what gives me trauma. And I do not want to wake up to man every day to see that haircut. And it's just going to bring back memories of what happened to me. So
Her family.
so Kamina.
so serious. I was upset, y'all.
So Kamina, yeah, as we just saw on Pop the Balloon, you were like, oh, PTSD, low key, and it was like kind of like a. It didn't seem as serious, but then when we spoke about it on BM Talks to them, it was like a different tone that you had towards the situation. Can you talk to us about
Yes,
that?
and I want to apologize for even coming on the podcast like that, Arlette. It was just, it's different when you're saying it to somebody on the show, like, okay, PTSD, whatever the case is, because it is true. The story is true. And people might think it's crazy, because there's times when I see a guy with that haircut, I'm like, oh, it reminds me of that person, and whatever the case is. So, the comment was very honest and true, but it's just kind of like it's different when you're watching it on the podcast and you're seeing people actually laugh about it. And you're not there to kind of defend or talk about it. It's just being talked and you're not there. And it's just being kind of like, from what I take it as being made of a joke. So that's where it kind of came from. I'm like, okay, so.
What I'm getting from this is like the people that went viral, like Ish, Angelique, Haitian Doll, and it was from a negative perspective. They was reading these comments. They was on Arlette BM page. They was probably getting comments on their page. They was in YouTube comments reading what people were saying about them, and now they're in the blender. Like I have no doubt that these young ladies are seeking therapy because of this stuff. That or they just like want attention because they really hurt by these comments.
I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, it's being talked about, well, I'm not there. And it just seems like it's being more of a joke, but it's more different if I'm there to say it myself on the show. I don't know. I can't really explain what I'm trying to really say, but it was just a little bit hurtful because I did talk to Kendall outside of the show. And I did tell him, I told him about the haircut thing because he asked, why'd you pop on me? And I'm like, I wasn't lying. I did have somebody that I mess with always had that same haircut every time I see it. It reminds me of him, and it does bring back some type of PTSD for me because the whole relationship was just very terrible. So yeah, and the fact that, I think that's what also made me mad. The fact that I told him that and I saw him on the show just laughing about that too. It just kind of made me just kind of mad at him and just, I shouldn't have been mad about everybody else because like you said, everybody didn't know it was kind of like, a joke, but Kendall kind of knew exactly what it was and for him to do that. And it just made me kind of like be upset. So that's what that was about.
Quick question. Because I noticed with yours, right? You said a lot of comparisons with your family. What's that about? Like you compared every male to your family.
Not my family. First of all,
Or
my
friends
cousins, baby daddy. The only one that I compared with my family was him. And I would even say the guy's really family. He's my mom's best friend. His name is Jonas, and he looks just like him. And us Haitian has that, exotic look. And I'm gonna just bring that out. Shout out to my Zoe. Haitians are very beautiful. I mean, look at me, look at her. And look at him, even though you're not Haitian, you look very beautiful people. I love my people, but
that was kind of funny. That was comedic timing is important. That was funny.
It's just kind of like when you grow up with certain people that I don't know, it's just he looks a lot like Jonas, but I don't know, maybe I know a lot of people know.
Shout out to Jonas, whoever you are.
Know who I'm probably around a lot of people. So yeah, a lot of people do look like other people. Not trying to, make it seem like, oh, you look like this person. It's just it's just what it is for me. I
Can
don't
I
know.
say something to you?
Yeah, go
'Cause
ahead.
I love you. As my Haitian sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta let that go.
La Guato.
We're holding on to other because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna always kind of look like somebody. Like you just said, you know, a lot of people.
Mhm.
So you're gonna be able to find something in everybody that reminds you of somebody. But don't let that hold you from your body.
I mean,
you
I'm
know,
looking
your
at
person.
a lot of people right now. They don't remind me of a lot of people.
I think I get what Kamina is saying because we had a conversation off screen.
She's
Like
hilarious.
my brothers are handsome. Like I have a handsome family, but I would never date a guy that looked like my brother because you remind me of my brother. Like I'm gonna think about my brother when I see you. So the fact that they remind her of somebody that familiar to her, I think that's where she's coming from. And I wouldn't touch.
Cap, please. Stop shooting her bill.
I wouldn't dabble in that either. Like even if I did think they were attractive, because it's like you're gonna remind me of my brother. Like, oh, you look like my brother. Get away from me. Like this is weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to cuddle you. Like that's just the energy that I have because you resemble somebody that's on that level with me. And I think that's what it is. Not saying that she's comparing everybody to people she likes or just trying to find a reason to not like somebody. Like if it's not there, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So I get you, sister.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's like a lot of people in this room right now, and I don't really think anybody besides you two look like somebody.
I mean,
You know, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Just being honest.
Got it. And then now the word group chat was
Oh.
thrown around so many times. So let's take a look at this short clip.
Yeah, so going to the podcast you guys did with the boys, I was pretty shocked because we've been in this group chat, I believe, for 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know, and we were thinking everything's cool, everything's okay, and to just see the stuff they said about us that they knew completely was not true about us. They know us from a different level of just the show that we filmed.
You perceive people in a certain way, especially with how they present themselves on camera and getting to know the guys behind the scene. You know, thought I built really good friendships with them, but you know, seeing the podcast and how it played out, it was giving very much Black women aren't protected. And
What? When she said that, when I watched that, I was like, what are you talking about, baby? Like, y'all really got to, like, the toxic masculinity, the gaslighting, the toxic, the whatever. Black women are protected. Baby, we don't got to protect you when you being a terrible person. We don't. The men didn't owe you no bill. They did not have to shoot y'all no bill because y'all showed y'all ass up there.
I didn't necessarily agree with that. I'm sure, you know, they lead overall.
Look how disgusted BM looked. BM like, what in the fuck is she talking about? Even Arlette, like, girl, shit the fuck up. Like, the hosts are like, please be quiet. Their face is hilarious right now.
All good lives. I just didn't like the way that they, like Carrington said, doubled down on how we were, you know, these terrible Black women, and getting to know them and hearing the positive things that they were saying about us, and then to go out on the internet and completely flip the script. It was like absolutely mind blowing. It was like blindly raging to see that they did us like that.
Okay, so this group chat, was it everyone from the episode in one group chat together? Is that what this was? or-
Let me just say,
Mostly
Go ahead, Tiffany.
let me just say, as soon as I left that building, I said, "Don't add me to no dang group chat."
Oh,
I've been through this before. I was on a previous episode, so I know how messy it can get. So I said, "Don't add me to the group chat. I don't want to be no part."
The group chat started.
Mike.
The group chat started as guys. All right, it was.
You started as the guys?
I started it as guys.
Okay.
When me, Tiffany, Maul, and his date, we matched first on the show. We left. I don't know who added everybody, but when we left, everybody was in the group chat.
Besides me.
And then it became a communion. It became a family reunion. And then once the community of people who saw the show came into it, we fell apart. Like, people just broke us apart. That's just what happened.
I mean, it sounds like y'all said things though. So what is it?
Not yours,
Because
not
how
yours,
the
not
community
yours.
changed.
Okay, let's hear from, I think,
It wasn't
Jason.
yours, it wasn't
Go
yours.
ahead, Jason.
So the way the
first all the group chat got started where all of us got into it was because the night that we had the show, we decided to all go out.
Okay.
And so to find where everybody was going to go, we created the group chat, right? So that's how that happened. Kind of to what DJ was saying, there was some skerfuffles and things that started to happen as the show got released, as there was difference of opinions, there was responses of like the comments being sent, all that kind of stuff. I guess from my perspective, like some of the ladies were saying on there, I was confused on the part of like not protecting Black women or what that meant. From our episode, none of us said anything derogatory, rude, crass, or anything like that to any of the women, especially them as Black women. We told our experience on the show. We responded to some of the things that were said about us, but none of us were coming at Black women, coming at them at all, or anything like that. And so that was super confusing to us as guys. Even people in the comments were like, what are they talking about? There's nobody coming for them as, Black women or whatever. And then too, even if that was the case, it was weird to me because it was like, well, on the show, if you're saying coming at Black women, what do you call it when you're telling a Black man that his teeth are, horrible in front of, millions of people? What is that? Is that protecting Black men? And so all of that was like super confusing to me.
So just to touch on what I said, the protect Black women thing was not that you guys were attacking us, is that you knew who we were as women behind the scenes, and you seen what the internet said about us, and you guys had the opportunity, the platform, the time, the space to be like, hey, you guys should stop talking about these women in that way. We've met them on this level and they're this way, and they're like, you had the platform to clear that up, and you didn't do anything.
Are you saying like us
so you wanted
to people like to comment on the comments, or what are you specifically saying we should have done?
You had like I said, you had the opportunity to speak up for us in a positive light. Like, let's not act like we're not on these platforms and we have a certain level of power. Like, there were episodes where, the women said something about, whatever, and then you had the guys clap back.
Bruh. This girl's delusional as hell. These men don't know you. They barely know your name, and they supposed to jump out the window to protect you, disregarding their feelings or how they feel about how you talked about them or dealt with them. But yeah, you delulu, baby. You are delusional. You got a lot of growing up to do, young lady. And I pray for you. I pray that you do. But yeah, your opinions and thoughts are not rooted in reality.
Back in a negative way or be sassy or whatever. And, there wasn't really much scrutiny toward, I'm not going to say there wasn't any scrutiny toward the women, because I'm sure anybody and everybody has something to say. But we got it the worst, I think, because we were being honest. We were being asked to be specific about these things, and because you guys portrayed yourselves in a way where it's like, okay, you were nice, laid back, you were kind of like in a way the internet seen it as you guys were taking the jabs and you guys were just these upstanding men and we were just these terrible women. That's literally how they were portraying us in the comments. So because you guys knew that, we talked about that every single day in the chat after reading those comments, and you knew these things, you could have went on that platform and be like, hey, we got to know these women. They're nothing like what the comments are saying. And that's what I mean by protect. You didn't have to not attack us. You could have used that platform, that space to give a positive light to what we were going through.
I feel like
you did not do that.
I feel like everybody is just now meeting each other. Honestly, I feel what you're saying, but I feel like it's nobody's job to take up for you.
Yeah,
I
I was
matched
about to
with
say
TJ,
that.
and so many people call me Go Diggers because he's a children's book author and I'm a dancer. I didn't ask him to cape up for me.
Yeah, I don't think-
everybody, we're all grown here. We're big women, we're big men.
Yeah,
Stand up for yourself.
I don't think that's fair.
What they
I
want.
think that goes to the men on the show too. If they were holding themselves in a respectful way on the show, like I feel like that was good enough to not bounce
to go back.
at you.
Because just like we could have gone on that show and clapped
acted
back
the ass, and
and
acted
been
the
an
ass.
asshole,
Crashed out.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair for you to expect us to do something, because we're all busy men. We all have things that we're doing, day in, day out. I mean,
What did that have to do with the podcast? We're not asking you to defend us every day online or anything like that. And I'm not even asking you to go online and just be like, you know, just defend us. But the responses that I got from the podcast, like furthering that, it just further proved that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these were these good men and they just happened to get trapped with these bad women. Not saying y'all had any responsibility to do that, but you didn't. Like it didn't give the men that I met in that chat. I thought we were like genuinely, like, I don't know, it gave genuine at first. I felt like
She is delusional. It's hell. It's annoying. Jesus, baby. You're not a victim. You came on the show, you acted in a way that people disagree with, and people came for you. It was not one of those men's responsibility to go on and vouch for you as a person, and they don't really fucking know you. Jesus.
like you guys were like just good in that way, but when you guys went on a podcast, it didn't give what the guys.
So what did you want us to do?
Danny wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I had a similar experience with the first lady, Sandra, when they kept calling her a gold digger. I didn't look at her like that, but it's almost impossible to save.
Yeah, you can't control the narrative.
Yeah, it's like an unflood. It's like when it dropped, and it's a guy dodges gold digger, and you know what I'm saying. I was like, I reached out to her. I was like, I'm sorry that they thought that. Like, you just every time I said something, she's not a gold digger. Never thought that. It's just like it goes and it's like throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Care?
Like it's just almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? To defend
why care
anybody.
what other people think? If you knew and we knew that you were great people, that's all it should have been. It doesn't matter what other people think. You can't change their opinions.
And I was just going to say that it's your job to be secure and confident within yourself, you know, and this is not to like, you know, but I'm not saying that you're not, but at the end of the day, like it's our job to be secure in ourselves that no matter what anybody says, we know who we are. So I could care less what anybody has to say because I know who I am. So I wouldn't.
Facts. That's why, Hubert, you getting ate up in the comments. You on Shade Room. I didn't give a damn. Because, like, of course, did I see comments? Of course, people will send me stuff. People will tag me in things, mention me. So, of course, I don't see it because it's showing up on my news feed or whatever, or my feed when I'm getting notified. But, you got to think about the number of people that are commenting in the comment section. Arlette has 676,000 subscribers. This episode has had 226,000 views. There are 5,507 comments. Okay. Now extrapolate that over my episode. My episode was 2 million or so, some odd people. So 5,000. Let's see. I'm gonna do some quick math. 5,507 comments divided by 226,712. It's 0.24. So it's 2.4 percent, right? So you multiply that by, let's say, 350 million people. Right. So even if I cared, that's 8,501,755 people. That's not even close to the percentage of people that responded in the comments. I think if we did the comments, it's probably close to 300,000 comments divided by 350 million people in just in the United States. This is a very small percentage of people in the world, right? You cannot be concerned about people that you don't know that are insignificant percentage of people in the world eating you up because they don't know you.
I need you to defend me. I wouldn't need to defend myself to all the comments out there.
Right.
I know who I am.
And you stand on what
Period.
you
Like,
said.
I don't,
Okay, so
Amina first,
hold
and
on.
then-
I have just something to say about that, where she's coming from. First off, everybody has their opinion about the situation, but being in the situation is different from what you guys think. To have somebody sit here and smile on my face every day, make plans. We should do this. We should go here. We should blah blah. Thinking everything's just so cool, and then you go on the podcast, and the energy's so different. That's like, you don't have to defend me. I don't care. I don't care for the comments. I've been in the limelight. I've been by for other things too. I get that comments and good comments. I don't care. It's just that I don't like people in my face smiling, acting like they're my friends, acting like we're good, and then you go on something else, and then there's way more stuff even happening in that chat prior to that too. It's not just whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's just seeing that kind of made me look at y'all different. And you're right. The fact that I saw that, okay, so they switched up. They went on the podcast, said what they said, and after we've been making plans and whatever you want to say, that just tells me I'm not gonna no longer talk to you. I left the chat and I saw what it was, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear nothing she had to say. She annoying. I don't care for nothing she has to say.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I know this is a juicy topic. So what's one thing bad that they said about you guys when they were on the podcast?
Right.
One thing that I heard was how we embarrassed African American men, or as an African American men, we're putting you guys down.
How
And
we went on camera and broke down black
men, and there's another one
But
saying
is that what they said on the podcast, or what
Yes.
viewers were saying?
That's what they said on the
said.
podcast.
The men on the show.
I don't remember saying
didn't say that.
Who said it?
I did not say that. And we
Replay
did not
it.
say
Sure, we
that.
can find a clip.
Okay, let's hear from TJ. Go ahead, TJ.
All right, so I wasn't on the podcast, so I have no fight in this. All right. Me and Maul had matches, so it was for the unmatched people.
Correct.
So when I look back at the episode, they will tell you I left the group chat because I didn't watch.
TJ Mike.
They will tell you I left the group chat because I was like, "Why did y'all upset them?" Was that true? Was that true? I remember I left the group chat. Like I was like, "You guys upset them. I'm leaving." It was because they said that you guys were talking about them in a bad way. I went back and watched the episode. It was a couple statements in there that was probably offensive.
Okay.
But
do you remember?
Like
such
what?
as
It was the white women comment.
White women.
What white
in
women?
the podcast?
It was that's the only thing I remember. And it was the doubling back that some of them doubled back.
I don't want to say anything about white women.
I feel like we just answered the questions that was brought to us. That's all.
It was those two comments that I heard. That was it. So it was they doubled back on some certain women. I mean, if you let me finish, I'll say it.
Okay. Go ahead, TJ.
So it was somebody said in the podcast that y'all was doubling back and that they didn't mean to pop their balloon.
Are you talking about the women's podcast?
Yeah.
They're talking about
No.
Okay.
That the men said that they was doubling, the women were doubling back on them and that they were regretful for popping their balloon. And the women was like, we ain't want y'all. Like we stood on business. And so they felt like y'all was lying about doubling back. And the second thing was somebody did mention this is a problem in the black community. And that with white women, that's where that's the second comment.
So there was a miss.
Okay,
That
hold
was
on.
it.
I know.
That was it.
Okay,
That was
okay.
it.
First of all, I don't know anything about this doubling back situation. I don't remember that at all. Said in the whole podcast.
I do remember that
You
comment.
do remember that?
Yeah.
Who said
They
Man, y'all something else. But okay.
just basically said like, oh, off the camera, it was different. They wish they would have not have popped.
But that's not doubling back.
that's
That
saying the energy
was
was different
that is the energy that we said. Okay, on camera, right? These women said yada yada yada. But when we met them off camera, they were very cool.
Oh, okay.
That's what we meant by that.
Back.
Okay. Second part of that with the white women. I don't know anybody said anything about white women. I mentioned the black community. What's wrong with the black community is that a lot of us look at materialistic things instead of things that really matter. And the other races, I don't know, I didn't say white women. I said the other races don't do that as much.
Is that because you are you what is your what is your dating preference? Are you typically dabbling in that to
What does that got to do with anything? Honestly, his experience is his experience. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, pun intended. Are you trying to diminish what he has to say because he dates outside of his race?
What does that have to do with my question? Or
Because you're talking about the black community. So do you go and date?
So is this
white
true though? What I said?
I think that's the point she's trying to get to is are
that
you
why
with other races? Are you a
Oh,
part
yeah,
of the
he
other
is.
races?
He
Like
is.
for you to be able to say that, like black people, we always talk about our race and what the issue is with our race because it is our race and we know that and we are constantly putting our business out there where other races aren't doing that. And if we're not involved in all these other races, then how do we know that that's a thing? How do we know that that's a fact?
Okay, so what I'm referring to is the music that we listen to, the way we speak about our women. Okay, that's what I'm referring to as when I say the black culture. Our culture is messed up. When you listen to rap, it's derogatory. It puts down women. It's talking about money, cars, yada yada. If you listen to any Spanish music, white music, or not white music, but country, you know, you know, whatever type of races, they don't talk about
clean that shit up. Clean that shit up before you get in trouble.
those things. Right, and that is what's holding our community back. Is that this is what we glorify is the materialistic BS, and that's what I meant by that. It wasn't no attack on you guys. It wasn't no attack on a single individual. I was talking it as a whole race and culture, and that's it.
And I'm done.
All right. Well, any final thoughts about anything we talked about? Maybe anything we missed, whatever it is, if you want to throw on there. Go ahead, Jason.
So I think so something that wasn't on camera, but the whole thing of protecting or not protecting. So with the situation that you're saying, where we didn't do that or whatever, and you're saying how you could have had the opportunity, for me, that's something that is big in general. If I look at something, I'm seeing somebody from the show or a show in general get really blasted with something that's ridiculous. From the episode when I matched with Charisma, right? There was an Instagram or a YouTube video made by some guys that was extremely derogatory, demeaning. They were saying all kinds of nonsense about her. And this is not me being, superhero, but I made a response video to what they were saying because I shamed them as grown black men about the things they were saying about another black woman on a platform, right? It was disgusting, it was demeaning. And that's a situation where, I'm not, some captain, but at the same time, like if I'm ever as a black man in general, seeing a woman being, hurt or something extremely demeaning or derogatory, I'm going to step in. So I guess for me to hear that, it was kind of like, what do you mean? But at the same time,
bro, did you want a cookie? Like you didn't, I don't think you need to provide that example. It was unnecessarily long-winded, but I hear you. You protect black women. That's all you have to say.
And like for us, it wasn't like you were saying we could change a narrative. It was more so us responding to things. And I don't think it was in that situation needful for us to come on and just say, hey, we should have responded badly to them. Because I don't think it was that they said wrong things. Well, everything they said, even on the show, was their preference. The reason, like Ish said, the reason it got highlighted was because of the way that we responded. And I said, the thing is, when you have guys on the platform that have motion outside the show, they're not going to be like crashing out on the show. When
I question if a lot of these dudes got motion outside the show, but if you say so.
Something said about them, it's just like, okay, it is what it is.
Okay.
So
yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to you, Arlette. Thank you to BM for just you guys having a true passion. A lot of people you'll see in the comments, this is staged, this is fake. Oh, you can really tell at this point, this is staged. This is a wife and a husband who truly want to connect people and really want people to find love. It's happened. While there hasn't been a lot of matches, and even though there has been matches, and some of the matches didn't last, like mine. There is true intent in this show, so I'm glad that I was able to come on and inspire people. I didn't mean to pull my wig off, but
Cat.
That I just want to say thanks.
I agree with what she. I want to top on or piggyback on what she just said as far as you and BM. Like, I don't think people understand that you guys are opening up your platform to kind of like help other people bring their platform up. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I swear to God, I didn't know nothing about this social media stuff. The Instagram been popping lately. Like people on the DMs and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I stream on Twitch. So like all that carries over to my Twitch. And that's because of you guys. Like, and that's like, that just shows the unselfishness of you guys to actually put that out there. And you know what I mean? Like like you guys aren't hating or saying, oh, you don't get my viewers or don't, you know what I mean? Like you guys,
they got rules though. Don't get it fucked up. They got rules.
Actually pushing for that. So that's a big ups to you guys for real.
Thank you. My final thoughts would be to never, there's more to people than what meets the eye. I came on here and I said my profession and everybody had, things to say, preconceived notions about me, but I'm glad I was able to showcase my personality. I can only thank you and BM for that. Like I said, all these people have different personalities, different stories, and it's very interesting to get to know each and every one of you because, you all have a story to tell and, places you want to be. And I really respect the platform because it has helped me, showcase who I actually am.
Thank you, Danny.
Well, like I was saying, being on the show opened my mind up to saying my love may not be in Atlanta. There's a lot of good women across the country, and it slowed me down actually for looking for love. It's like, you can find a $20 bill, but you discover treasure. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna let the love that I've been looking for come to me. And so that's why I appreciate this platform because it's
what? Okay, Danny.
Like,
let's cook.
I think all these women are good. Especially in the lineup I had, I think all of them found something else. Like, dang. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna slow down and just focus even more. So it just really tuned me into let me just be my complete self because all the brothers are good, the women are good. It's just like it's a lot of good people in the world. And then when we get to bring the positivity out of the situation, I think we be able to uplift each other, because it's entertainment at the same time. So they hone in on the negative aspects of it. But when we really hone in, it's like, dang, us as a people, we do need to come together and then we get these matches and then you be able to start family. And that's what creates generational wealth,
Boy, Danny, you be dragging it, my boy. But hey, I feel you.
Then we'll be able to find the positive aspect in what you're doing because the goal is like what y'all two have, BM and Arlette, y'all power team, y'all power couple, and y'all trying to put that out there. And so that's what I got from the show, and I just appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna thank BM and Arlette. Obviously, the platform is amazing. You give people a space to grow, even if it's not within a relationship. And I really appreciate that. One thing I will say is for the people out there that are watching, these shows, not just this one, but in general, you have to realize the internet is not really a real place. Like you guys were saying so many awful things and not just about me.
Boy, she cooked. Y'all cooked her ass like y'all cooked her like grits. Cause she's still talking about in goddamn comments. I feel like I want to go read what the comments was on her post on they show on the episode because they must have ate her ass alive. Because Jesus Christ, they put her ass in the blender.
About a lot of the people that are sitting on this couch and even the ones that didn't make it to this couch. You do not know these people, and let's not pretend like you guys are out there perfect because unless y'all are married and in a happy one at that, you can be married and unhappy. Unless y'all are in a happy marriage, with finances all together and your life is just perfect, you have absolutely no room to judge or talk about people that are sitting on this couch or that just, happen to cross your screen one day. And stop going out of y'all way to be mean to people because you don't know how it affects somebody's day. Like
She about to cry. Y'all fucked her up. And that's sad. Like I don't particularly care for her. and how she's carried herself on her episode, on the follow-up. But like, nobody should be demeaned. Nobody should be bullied online. She is right. Y'all gotta chill out in the comments. But that's what the internet. And if you're not tough and you don't got the tough skin to get on the internet, you should stay off the internet. That's also true.
A strong person, but I was damn near blocking 10 people a day when the show first aired because you guys were saying all types of negative things about me. And for that to affect my day, I really don't be caring what nobody say for real, but for that to affect my day, that gave me a new perspective on how I am going to decide to carry myself on these social media platforms, on the internet. I'm a lot nicer. I'm a lot more graceful. Not saying that I was mean or anything, but I'm a lot more graceful on these platforms because you just really don't know that person for real and you don't know what they're going through. So be nicer and stay blessed out here.
Yes.
Amen.
I second that.
Miss Detroit.
Second
Oh,
that.
go ahead.
And I want to say, obviously, thank you, BM and Arlette, for having me on the show. It was been a great experience, even though there's like, it's kind of like a roller coaster, but overall, great experience. And I love the outcome that I got. Even though I had bad comments still, like, I still like the outcome. And I also want to talk to you guys. Yes, you know, we had our ups and downs, but, you know, and we talked about it and you were able to explain. Even when I came up in here too, like my plan wasn't really to talk to them because I was still upset, but I got over it and I was like, okay, you know, and I came up to you guys and, you know, I still talk to them, you know, because, you know, there's drama drains. It's really draining. So I'm really sorry for, you know, coming at you guys how I did. Yes.
I just want to say, my bad. I want to thank BM Arlette too as well. And I just got to say to everybody out there, you know, I appreciate the girls for episode 23. Like I appreciate y'all, you know, for the opportunity. But also I want to say that, you know, all of us that come out here, you got to come out there with confidence. And, you know, a lot of people don't have that courage and that, you know, that confidence to come out here. So for all of us to go out there, you know, it's really tough because, you know, you get judged for the good or the bad. So I just feel like, you know, all of us had, you know, we all had to step out there and, you know, take a leap of faith. And that's kind of hard, and people don't really see that. Like, it's not easy to do what we did, even if it's on the panel or if it's coming out as the introduction, because it's not easy because you get judged for anything you say, negative or bad. So I just thank BM Arlette because if it wasn't for me watching one of the episodes where it gave me the courage to come out and reach out to Arlette and BM and have that confidence to come out and speak and introduce myself to the ladies that was on the panel. So I really appreciate you guys for that.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I guess my closing comments are, you know, love is hard. You know, love is not eternal, but everyone should take that leap of faith and always hope to find that special person. And they shouldn't be judged by their preferences or anything that, you know, is unique about them. So, yeah, thank you, Arlette. Thank you, BM. What you guys are doing is really impactful to not only these individuals here, but people outside of, you know, all across the world, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Shout out to BM and Arlette for sure. They're doing a good job. They're doing what they feel is their purpose. So yeah, kudos to them.
The production team too. My bad.
Oh, yes, of course. We can never forget them.
Shout out, y'all.
Shout out production.
And honestly, thank you to all of you guys, because you guys are, you know, what makes the show. You know, every single one of you came out here. You let your personality shine. You spoke your truth. You didn't care what people had to say. You're like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to go find love. Even if you didn't find it, you still were able to put yourself out there. And that takes a lot of bravery and that takes a lot of guts. And you all did it. And honestly, thank you guys all for coming and taking your time to be here again today. So yeah, big up to you guys. Let's make it up. Make some noise.
I just wanted to, last thing I wanted to say was always remember everybody does have their preferences of what they like, what they don't like, but we just had enough guts to come and do it in front of millions of people. So next time you guys want to sit here and say, oh, she pop because of this or he pop because of that, it's just kind of like this happens in the day-to-day world every day, but we had enough guts to actually say we don't like. So I just wanted to bring that to light because at the end of the day, you know, everyone just likes what they like.
Word.
Jay?
I just want to thank Arlette and BM for giving us a safe space to be transparent and get to a place where we can actually be truthful about our likes and dislikes. You know, take these opportunities when people are being transparent to not look at the negative, but look at it as an opportunity to improve upon the negative, right? So if you are short, you can improve your style, you can improve your money, you know what I mean? Don't focus on the negative so much as, oh, I can't get in where I fit in here. Try to figure out, oh man, you know what? I messed up. Forget it, man. Thank you.
Bruh, what? He was close to landing, then he crashed that shit. He crashed out. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they was tired. Maybe it was tired.
I was like, where you going? You sure you ain't got no hope? That's what he's saying.
Being negative. Okay, and obviously just to go ahead and close out everything, of course, thank you. The biggest thank you to my husband. He works day in and day out, you know, doing from recruiting to editing to putting everything up to reaching out to people to setting up so much stuff. Like he works so hard, and none of us would be sitting here today if it wasn't for him. So shout out to BM. And thank you everyone at home for tuning in. We will definitely catch you all next time. Look out for season 4. Bye.
All right, guys. That is the episode. Some interesting comments there. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who went on the reunion. Like I said, I wish I could have gone, but you know, parental duties called, and my son's more important than me going to a reunion. And so interesting reunion. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Wish y'all peace, patience, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, discernment, and health, strength, resolve. So be easy or don't, but every choice has a consequence, and every action has a reaction. Peace out.